Welcome in. Soccer Over There, live from the Brewhouse Cafe on a Monday night. We're 2 days into AFCON, and we're already learning that this tournament is chaos. We have players celebrating goals and landing on their heads. We have bicycle kicks that are amazing, and when you find out that the player had already done the same thing earlier this calendar year. We have late-minute golazos, late-minute drama, late-minute chaos. AFCON is what we would expect it to be. It's a lot of fun. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Nations League as well because the concept is taken over. Africa and Asia are on board. Is it good? Is it bad? What is it? Why is it? How is it? We'll talk about all of that. We'll get caught up on some other news around Europe, and we'll get into the picks of the week because it's what we do here on Soccer Over There. That's John Nelson. I'm Jason Longshore. We're here at the Brewhouse Cafe, one of our presenting sponsors of the Soccer Over There program, our pub partner for the SDH network. I'm enjoying an Around the Corner lager, one of our presenting sponsors of Soccer Over There, powered by our friends at NoFo Brewing, our official craft beer partner of the SDH network.
So for those that have not had the Around the Corner lager, sir, how would you describe Around the Corner lager?
It is an easy drinking lager that if you're watching a match, you can have a few and feel very good about yourself.
There you go.
It is a very tasty beverage, and it's a good one on a day like today where we had 3 AFCON games. We got 4 tomorrow, all the things. We had Fulham scoring goals today. We'll talk about them a little bit. We'll get caught up on all sorts of things. Sorry we missed you last week. It was a chaotic week for both of us. John was busy talking high school football a lot.
54 hours in the span of a week.
Okay.
It was 37 hours live plus planning and all the other things. But yeah, 37 hours in 3 days.
Very nice. Jarrett Smith is joining in. Let's see what old Jarrett is up to out in Utah.
What's Jarrett drinking?
What are you drinking tonight, Jarrett Smith?
I like that this is something you just know at this point. First of all.
Yeah, it was actually John who asked the question. I was impressed.
No. So I am too because we haven't done this in a while. Tonight is apples. It's actually hot apple cider and rum.
Ooh. Hot apple cider. I don't think I've had one of those in a long, long time.
Yeah, it's we just had people leave town.
So this is your celebrity.
I haven't had a chance to go. No, I haven't had a chance to go replenish the stock. We are so close to like full on Appalachian. When the rum is gone, the men will drink vanilla mode. Like I got a thing of Watkins vanilla up there. That's when this is done, that might be what's next if I can't get to the store.
I've been on a big Fernet and Coke kick lately. That's been my drink of choice.
I respect how ably you have like just expressed that.
It's just
the one I had the other night.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I try to warn the group chat when the Fernet and Coke is poured because things can get crazy. Usually not because I have one, and that's like all I want. I'm good. It's because Fernet's fascinating. Like, of course, being a wannabe Argentine, I have to have my Fernet and Coke, and Fernet is such an interesting drink. It is a digestif, I think is what it falls under. I can't imagine drinking it straight. It has such a weird flavor to it, but with Coke, it's a really nice combo, and you're not really having a lot of it because it's pretty strong, actually. I think the Argentine way, they call it like 90-10. So it's basically like 10% Fernet, 2 big ice cubes, and Coke poured over it. And then when the Coke foams at the top, you pour like a little crown of Fernet on top of that, add more Coke. I usually like pour the rest of the can of Coke because it doesn't fill the whole glass, and I'm good to go. That is a good beverage.
This is getting really cultured real fast. I'm going to ruin it. Went out the other night and had and I know it's not your forte, sours.
No,
they're mine.
not my forte.
But we found one from Fargo, North Dakota.
Okay.
Called Drecker that was a cranberry orange sour.
For some reason, I would imagine that a sour from North Dakota would actually be really good.
It was dangerous in that it was like 6 or 8%, but it tasted like it was maybe 2, which is gonna be a problem for long-term stability. The safest part is I can't buy it anywhere around here, and I can't get it shipped here, because the second I can get it shipped here, I'm doing that. It was outstanding.
Very nice. Beverages down here. It's what happens sometimes on soccer over there. Ricky Ricardo says, I would hope alcoholic drinks from there would be really good. Ain't crap else to do. That's why I figured it would be good. That's why I'm like, they're gonna get crazy and experiment in North Dakota. We're gonna get into AFCON pretty hard in this show.
Speaking
and then
of degeneracy.
Yeah, it's true. And then I want to get into Nations League because I feel like we've kind of had this conversation a little bit, but not with the new context of Nations Leagues everywhere. And like, there's good things to come out of it. There's bad things to come out of it. It's a little bit of all of the above, but we'll get into all that as we go. We got some stuff from around the world to talk about, and then we'll get into picks of the week. But let's start with AFCON. We're 2 days in. We have a big day tomorrow of 4 matches starting at 7:30 a.m. Favorites are favoriting, but they're being tested. You got late goals, especially today, happening. Nothing feels like easy in this tournament right now. That's about what you would expect. Group B, you had 2 matches today. Egypt and South Africa take control of it. Egypt had to come back. They conceded first to Zimbabwe. Egypt had to chase it. But then when you have the talent that Egypt has versus a Zimbabwe, you get goals from Omar Marmoush and Mo Salah. I mean, come on. Salah's goal came in stoppage time. The pedigree showed. It wasn't dominant. It wasn't super strong. But how many times, John, in tournaments have we seen a favorite have a test early and it helps them later?
Yeah, and that was what I know, that if you're a follower of Morocco in day 1 and Egypt today in day 2, that's what you're looking for. But, we always talk about in other sports, okay, the underdog's hanging around. Are they going to hang around and end up getting that point? Or is it going to be because of that moment that we got from Omar Marmoush where a cute angle, and I mean just a small window at the near post to put it in, and he does to get that goal. I want to say it was like 30 to go or something like that. And then you had that sense in these games that once that first one comes, then that second one's going to be coming just because of their pedigree. And so it eventually does with Mo Salah. And I think that I know that a lot of folks going into AFCON are looking at, okay, so who needs to show up or show out in this tournament? And a lot of folks are looking at Mo Salah with what isn't happening in the Premier League. They're saying, okay, here's your opportunity to once again show the planet who you are as a talent. And we got the early return, at least from Mo Salah in match day 1.
Yeah, as D. Graham points out, Argentina lost their opener at the last World Cup. Things went pretty well for them. You didn't have Egypt or Morocco lose, but they had to sweat it a little bit. Morocco didn't have quite as much sweating to do in the opener. It was pouring down rain, so if they were sweating, we couldn't tell. But they found 2 goals in the second half, took care of business there. South Africa, I thought they were really good. It was the first AFCON opening match win for South Africa in 21 years. The guy who jumped out to me the most, to the point that I'm like, send the tapes to Atlanta United, Oswin Apollos, the left winger, who is like Usain Bolt fast and has the ability to time his runs and get in behind. But what I liked about him, the speed jumps off the page at you and you notice it, and you have to respect it. But if you go and watch the first goal that he scored, it's not about the speed. It's a ball that's coming across to him on the left, and he cuts in and he has the patience to wait for the opening inside the 18 to convert on the goal. I was so impressed with him. He'd had a chance like that earlier in the first half as well. Really strong player. Lau Foster with a great finish for the second for South Africa. Angola was pretty good in this one. They pulled one back. They got it to 1-1, but South Africa gets the win. So they're on the top of Group B alongside Egypt. After what we saw today, John, who do you trust more to win the group, Egypt or South Africa?
Ooh, my guess, I'll go Egypt. I mean, as I was sorting out my groups before we came on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my selections, I hate to say it, are pretty chalky when it comes to winning groups.
I'm not surprised.
No, but I'm looking obviously at Egypt 1, South Africa 2, and Angola 3 out of Group B. I think that 3 teams get out of Group B here.
Out of what I saw, I would agree with that as like a power ranking. I actually liked South Africa more after today's games than Egypt. Egypt has more talent, so they should win the group. We'll see how that plays out. Jarrett, how much of AFCON have you had a chance to check in on with BN Sports and our friends over at Fanatis?
In and out. Admittedly, seen the highlights. Obviously, I saw the. Do we want to call that the goal of the year? The falling bike.
Man, I mean it felt like it. Like it's late in the year, so there's a lot of other goals that I have to go back and compare.
It is, but that is if you haven't seen it, it is backpedaling in the box. The ball was played in. He's backpedaling, then falling backwards, then goes for the bike. And when I say he catches it clean, it's almost like his foot grabbed that ball and then threw it into the bottom corner. I don't know if he could have caught it any cleaner if he tried.
The craziest thing about that, and it's El Kabi who had that second goal for Morocco. So I'm watching it and the game, and I'm watching what's going on in the game. I was working on a couple other things as well. And you hear a tone in the commentator's voice that you don't normally hear. Especially from an English commentator. It went to a place that I did not expect. So my head immediately jerks up and I see that. Now I'm just blown away. It's one of the best goals I've seen in a long time. Then you hear it in different languages and it's the same reaction. Like, it's like, okay, it's a ball being played in. Oh my God. And what's crazy is it happens. And I put in the group chat, I don't want to say it, but that's one of the best goals I've ever seen. And then I'm going to search for it to send you guys the video in the group chat. And what comes up on TikTok is the same guy scoring a very similar goal in June. It's a fall away bike.
And it's a 3-minute, 37-second montage of him basically doing stuff that's insane.
But it's that kind of a bike. It's not even about other stuff. It's like a bicycle kick is hard enough to begin with. To time it, to see the ball coming, to time it coming from a different angle, and to get enough power on it and placement to score. It's incredibly difficult. But to add in the fact that you're backpedaling and falling back, not jumping up and hitting it, you're backpedaling, going back, and timing it. It feels even more difficult. And for that same kind of bicycle kick twice in a calendar year is absolutely insane. Pele's character in Escape to Victory is probably the only other person who's done it.
It was something, if you've ever seen the movie Shaolin Soccer, it was something like that.
Yes, it was.
Which, highly underrated film. Go see it if you haven't. Just a really fun, dumb movie, the kind I enjoy. But I think, Jason, also what factors into that play is the timing of it, because that's a game that was deadlocked for 65 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Morris kept them really tight. Morocco could not find the opener.
But that gives them that little bit of breathing room. And that moment is amazing, but it's really big for, that situation where you've got one against a team that has parked 18 buses in front of goals and has not so much as slashed the tires as they have removed the actual the axles underneath the bus. So it's just sitting there, not even on rims. But if you have a 1-0 lead against a team like that, it can be kind of weird because really all they need is like a half chance. Getting that second one is so vital there for a Morocco team that is building up its confidence, building up its strengths going into next summer.
We talk about this too. I feel like this conversation comes up maybe a little bit more in basketball, where how you score affects momentum.
Yeah.
I think in soccer, we don't really go into this as deep because any goal is massive. But when you score not just goal number 2 in this game and you've battled and you find the second one, you feel like you're in a good spot. But you score it with that kind of quality, it feels like more of a backbreaker.
Do you remember the Dunk City FGCU team from the NCAA tournament? Because that Florida Gulf Coast team, like they got through the first week. I know they got through the first game. I don't remember if they got through the first weekend. I think they did because their coach immediately jumped to USC.
Yeah, there's that.
But they were throwing lobs left and right, and they were bringing the house down just so violently over and over again. And anytime you'd get a run against them, they would just have somebody jump 18 feet in the air and like break the rim like they were one of the Monstars in Space Jam. To your point, but those moments, like anytime it felt like momentum was tipping, they would do that. They bring the house down, man.
Yeah, it feels like even more of a momentum swing when you score spectacularly. Turner, we're not going to talk the Atlanta Hawks tonight. I have to talk about them on Christmas Eve when I'm filling in the morning show on 92.9 The Game, and I'm not looking forward to it because they don't defend anybody. They can't defend. It's very bad.
So you can defend them better than they defend.
I would hope so, but it's going to be tough. It's not going to be an easy conversation. We're going to get into all kinds of stuff on that show, though. So hopefully you join us. Me and Noel White and Greg Clarkson, and chaos will abound.
Oh, that's not safe.
Well, we introduced to our segment on the intersection called darts, and Greg really likes the segment. He just wants to throw darts at everybody. No, I have somebody else. No, I have another one I want to throw darts at. We're like, Greg, you get one in the segment. We only throw darts at one thing at a time. Slow down.
This is the most Greg Clarkson thing I've ever heard in my life.
It's amazing. He got so excited about it.
I have known Greg for many years.
Greg's the best.
This is one of the most Greg things I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's very entertaining. So Christmas Eve morning, you can dial us up from 6 to 9 on 92.9 The Game. All right, other things from AFCON. Mali and Zambia 1-1. Mali looked like they were going to get your 3 points, and then Patson Daka scored a stoppage time equalizer and tried to do a flip and landed on his head. He's okay. There are updates.
Thank you for updating that part.
No, I feel better about it now because Gary Al Smith, who's somebody you should absolutely follow on social media, from I believe it is a Ghana radio station, at Gary Al Smith, very defined. He spoke with a Zambian team official. He's fine. He did miss-time the backflip, but he's okay. So we can laugh a lot now.
Yes.
Because, wow. Dude spiked himself on his head.
Yeah.
Not good.
No.
It was like if one of us tried one of that.
You almost did in a media game at one point.
This is true. I backed out of mine to not kick someone in the face and then proceeded to – well, it's a media game. I'm not trying to kick someone in the face going for glory that I'm not going to achieve anyway. And I landed on my back just fine. Moises Tablante, as you correctly pointed out, Jason, also attempted this but landed on his back.
Yeah, which is not pleasant, but that's okay. Landing your head or neck?
Troublesome.
Not good. Not recommended.
No.
Y'all, if y'all haven't seen this, he hit the ground like Austin Collie when Peyton Manning used to set Austin Collie up for one of his 86 concussions he got in the league.
Yeah, there's that. Not good. But he's okay. So he should not miss time, according to Gary Al Smith. We got 4 games tomorrow, John. What games do we have in AFCON?
7:30 kick on BN.
Yep.
It is DR Congo and Benin.
I'll be watching DR Congo in that one. They're trying to get into a World Cup. They could be coming to Atlanta. I'll be preparing morning espresso, watching
emotionally preparing to support DR Congo as my fringe team.
Okay,
and just make sure that that the voodoo that you have is approved. DR Congo
is voodoo ever approved, John?
I mean, by the folks
it was for them because it got them through to the qualifier.
Allegedly.
But DR Congo's a minus 143, 90-minute draw is a plus 238, and Benin is a plus 440.
Yeah, DR Congo should be okay. I am very, very looking forward to the potential of DR Congo versus Uzbekistan at Mercedes-Benz Stadium for a spot in the knockout round. I cannot wait.
Awesome.
I almost feel like anybody who watches pro wrestling, they know the Big E bit talking about Big Rest fighting one another and how he got very, very excited about it.
Yes.
And everybody
got the giggles.
I am much more like him in the sense that I want the chaos. You can have your top seeds. You can have all your excitement. Give me Uzbekistan and go with a knockout spot on the line in the bends. That's what I want.
That's fantastic.
That will be amazing.
10 o'clock.
What's 10?
Senegal and Botswana.
How big of a favorite is Senegal?
Senegal is a minus 417.
Big.
90-minute draws a plus 445. Botswana to get the Duke is a plus 1290 in the composite.
Yep, that's not picks of the week this week.
No. The 12:30 matchup, Nigeria and Tanzania.
That's of the week, so don't give odds.
Okay. So then 3 o'clock is Tunisia and Uganda.
What are the odds there?
Tunisia is a minus 147, 90-minute draws plus 240, and Uganda is a plus 490.
So favorite, but not crazy. Tunisia is unbeaten in 7. They did not concede any goals in their last few World Cup qualifiers. Uganda's focusing on their performance. I think when you're an underdog coming in, Jarrett, when you come into a tournament like this and you've got your toughest match first, I like that if I'm an underdog. I want to almost get that out of the way and then focus on my other 2 games. I mean, you run the risk of getting blown out in game 1 and killing your morale, but I think you can massage that, get through game 1, and then rally in the 2 games where it's more of an even contest.
No, I don't disagree. It's you can get blown out, but if you feel, my personal opinion on this is still, if you feel like you have even a puncher's chance in the other 2 games, even if you get blown out game 1, you go into that game 2 and say, hey, let's go win a winnable game, and then we have it all to play for on day 3. It's still right there.
Yeah, it's easy to bounce back. I think if you have a bad loss in game 1, an unexpected loss in game 1, this is why what Argentina did is so in 2022, where they had a bad loss in game 1, and it wasn't going well in game 2 until Lionel Messi scored a goal that looks really easy, but it is absolutely not. The one against Mexico that ends up putting them on their way. It's really hard because they were staring, I think, with about 30 minutes or so to go in game 2. They were staring at being eliminated.
Yeah.
That's tough. I think if you're the underdog, you almost say like, let's go into this one and do what we can and put up a good performance, and then focus on the 2 games where we have a better chance of getting a result. So I'll be curious to see. We'll get into Nigeria in terms of and stuff in a little bit. For them and Cameroon in this tournament, I feel like, and I want to get y'all take on this, I feel like there's more pressure on them because they did not qualify for the World Cup. So this is the last meaningful thing they're going to do for a while. Both of them, Nigeria and Cameroon, have been standard bearers for African football. Cameroon qualified for World Cup 82. They did not lose, but they got knocked out in the group stage. They drew with Italy, who went on to win the thing. Then in 90, Cameroon goes to the quarterfinal and was this close to beating England in the quarterfinal. Still one of the best games in World Cup history. And they've had ups and downs since, don't get me wrong. but they were a absolute standard bearer for about a decade. Nigeria, when they win the Olympics in 96, they looked so good in World Cup 94. They've had so much talent. They've been a standard bearer for a long period of time. You've had others. Egypt has dominated in AFCON. Every coast has always felt like they're going to break through, and they never quite do. They've been around it. But I feel like with Nigeria and Cameroon especially having not qualified for the World Cup at DR Congo's not winning their groups, it puts more pressure on them in this tournament. And if things get wobbly for either one in the group stage, you could see some big shocks.
No, I think so too. And it is still a weird thing to think about, though, that like the Super Eagles aren't there, just because, to your point, like they've been there. Like,
Yeah.
Even it's one of those things that even if they aren't a favorite to even get out of their group, they've been there so often. They've always been at the top of that list of like, who's a team that's really fun. By the way, is also always going to have one of, if not the best kits.
Yeah.
It's been Nigeria, and it's very weird not being there. But yeah, to your point, your pressure does ratchet up now because you gotta get something, right? Because now if you don't make the World Cup and you get grouped in AFCON, and look, I'm not, and
everybody's fired.
Everybody and their mama's fired.
Like, well, you remember the last AFCON, if I am not mistaken, Cote d'Ivoire won it, and they fired their coach in the group stage. They fired their coach in the group stage. They somehow get out of the group, and then they go on and win the whole thing. Like, this is wild for these sorts of things. If for Nigeria and Cameroon did already fire their coach at one point, he didn't want to leave.
I was going to say, do we know who the coach is?
Yes.
We have, like, dueling.
No, we don't. Did you see that in the Daily Mail? Did you see that in one of your other English outlets?
It was probably an African outlet.
No, it's probably an English one because it wasn't ever completely true.
Positively terrifying. John setting up African outlets now. That's not safe.
He's lying. It's coming through an English outlet. I can tell. That was overplayed. The guy just didn't get his letter of being weird and was being a kind of a jerk because Samuel Eto'o is kind of being a jerk. It sounds like.
Yes.
I do not know if Samuel Eto'o is telling the current coach not to call people because he doesn't want his records broken. I'm not sure about that one. I don't know if I put that one past him. But Cameroon is, along with Nigeria right now, I think, in the situation where if things are bad early, they could get real bad in the sense that players walk out. Fees, bonuses, pay doesn't happen because that's happened to both of these teams over the years.
In Nigeria,
coaches get fired, et cetera.
Didn't Nigeria have the thing with their bonuses and players were holding out, and that was allegedly settled last month?
Part of what was going on during qualifying in the playoff match. Soccer for good OG. I think that got overplayed a little bit. I saw what was happening, and then I saw some other reports running in a different direction. Probably paying a little bit too close attention to the coach who was fired, and didn't really have any say. But anyway, I think there's more pressure on Cameroon and Nigeria. We'll see how this thing goes. AFCON, you can watch it on BN Sports. You can watch, if you don't have BN Sports, on your cable or satellite or streaming provider. I don't know what to call these things anymore because there's so many different variants.
Service.
You can watch it. Yeah, your stuff. If you don't have it, you can go get it on Fnatis, fntz.co/ Did you do the slash?
Yeah. FNTZ. That's what I do every morning.
You do the slash?
Yeah, when I promote Fnatis.
FNTZ.co/
soccer down here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You're a walking emoji, John.
Aren't I?
Something like that. All right. So get into Nations League. Yes, Jared.
No, that moment just reminds me of the juxtaposition of the Georgia State High School Championships of John doing his thing impeccably well, as always, John. Enjoyed watching you from a distance.
Yes.
The juxtaposition between him and Maddie doing things for GHSA, because the juxtaposition is there, man. Like it's like two sheer force winds going in opposite directions, creating a tornado of content. Anyway,
Nikki didn't strangle you at any point at the desk, did she?
No, actually, no.
That's good.
kind of
No, she did
disappointed
No.
in that.
I mean, Nikki is one of those sheer wins that Jarrett describes. I mean,
Yes.
Nikki Noto Palmer is a
Nikki's awesome.
fantastic bass guitarist.
Yes.
I mean, she keeps the beat and makes sure that
Okay,
stays on track.
hold on. If she's the bass guitarist, what are you, the triangle?
Probably.
An accordion?
The kazoo.
Yeah, that feels about right. Like
No,
a weird broken synthesizer from 1982.
Yeah, a mini.
I feel like when it comes to high school football, John's more of like the Mark Knopfler. Like, the song's ending. What should we do? Let's have someone finger pick a solo out of nowhere, and it works.
No, he's something.
And he just knows it.
He's a weirder instrument than that. Like he's a mandolin in like a heavy rock band or something. Like it just doesn't make sense. Cal works.
Do you know Bela Fleck and the Flecktones?
I do.
Yes,
I do.
Future Man, who is Victor Wooten's brother.
Okay.
Future Man plays a bunch of percussion instruments that are like customized. He made them.
Oh wow.
These go look up like the live cut of Sinister Minister, which is a great live cut because Victor Wooten blows out one of his strings and like just moves the thing down an octave and plays his solo. But his brother Future Man has all of these weird percussion instruments that he made that do not exist anywhere outside of his mind. That's it.
I don't know. I kind of like electric, actually. That feels like John.
It just makes me think of Lindsey Sterling.
Exactly. That's into my head was Lindsey Sterling.
John is
anyway,
definitely a electric player.
Anyway, go watch AFCON because if you haven't watched AFCON before, you're not emotionally prepared for.
No.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It's a very fun tournament. There are a lot.
The Europeans would not last a day.
No. No. They are going to turn this into a every 4 years tournament, which I think is good in the long run. You're always going to have an issue with the climate and calendar and where you fit it. But I think if it's every 4 years, it's a lot easier to manage than the frequency that you're having it right now for the players who play in clubs who have to be released, but it falls in the middle of the season. I think if you have it every 4 years, you can deal. You can't really do it during the summer. You'd extremely limit where you could do it. You could do it, but you'd have to do it in South Africa. It'd be tough. I think you can make it work every 4 years.
South Africa.
Yeah. It's a challenge, but I think you can do it every 4 years. But one reason why they're talking about switching it to every 4 years is they're going to add a Nations League in Africa. Asia also announced they're going to add a league competition. I was never the biggest of the Nations League idea. I think as we get into this, I want to preface this by I believe that FIFA needs to cut the number of international windows. I think you need to cut the opportunity for national teams to play. And it's funny, for the longest time, and probably because I grew up here, I would have not said that because, you think back to when I was falling in love with the game, we didn't have a professional league. So the national team was everything. But now the club game is the day-to-day driver of the sport. It's where the money comes in. Yes, World Cups make money. Yes, Euros make money. Yes, AFCONs make money. But the day-to-day is at the club level. That's where the players are going to play 50 games a year. There are too many windows right now for national team play. I do like that there are more meaningful games to be played in those windows as opposed to meaningless chasing friendlies. I hate internationals with a passion. Right. I hate friendlies in general with a passion. Premier League Summer Series. I know everybody was excited about that coming. Whatever. I don't care. It's an exhibition game. It doesn't mean anything to me. Give me games that matter. There are ways to create things that are preseason, a little bit different conversation. You're going to need some of those games. I get it, but I'm just not going to get as excited. Sorry. With national teams, I don't care about friendlies outside of what we're about to see in March for the U.S. Okay, you're preparing for the World. That's different. That's a different cycle. That's a different feel. I get that. But in general, I'm good with more games having meaning. I think the Nations League concept, which UEFA started, CONCACAF went down pretty quick and said, yeah, we're going to have to do this, and right move. Now you've got Africa. Now you've got Asia. CONMEBOL's trying to figure out what they look like with a World Cup qualifying format that is amazing, but maybe doesn't have the same oomph that it used to with more teams getting in. So what can you do? The problem is it was 18 games, 9 home, 9 away in South America, bring in a lot of money, a lot of sponsorship, a lot of revenue. You want to make sure you get all of those games, but maybe a Nations League is the way to go. All right. The thing about Nations League outside of CONMEBOL, because CONMEBOL is its own thing. What we've seen here in CONCACAF, I'll make a bold statement. I do not think that Haiti and Curacao qualify for the World Cup if you don't create Nations League. Because you get competitive against teams of your level, and if you level up, then you have to play at the next level. You get competitive games against similar kind of teams in something that matters. I think it's helped in Europe some, although I think there's much more of a haves and have-nots in Europe. CONCACAF, you have it too, but outside of the haves, you have a lot of potential for parity. I think a Nations League situation, if they do it like we see in CONCACAF, like they do in Europe, where you have it divided into however many levels, and your team's on your level, and if you win your level, then you go up. I think it will help raise the floor of Asia and of Africa really well. I don't love more international soccer, not like no international soccer. I love national team soccer, but I don't want friendlies. I think this, though, is a really good situation. You had to follow along because UEFA's eaten up most of the teams, most of the games you would play outside of Africa. So make the games matter for African teams. I think it'll be a huge driver for a Madagascar, for a Comoros, like those kinds of levels. I think a team that, two teams that you look at in Asia that you're like, why can't they get anything together? China and India. If you get regular competitive games and you actually get to have a metric on a regular basis, I think it'll help those two programs immensely.
To your point, I think in Europe it helped a team like Scotland, who we know got through because they earned promotion one year. They weren't obviously not in the top flight of Nations League because why the hell would they be?
I mean,
but they earned promotion and had to play more teams and better teams. And yeah, Steve Clark is going to be a terrorist for the game at times, but when I say at times, I mean all the time.
All of them.
Yes, but you got more big games and more high pressure games, which it helps you to learn how to deal with that pressure.
I have a question, Jarrett. Who is a bigger terrorist for the game? Is it Steve Clark? Is it Celtic fan 1980 on social media? Or is it anyone from punditry in Scotland?
Yes.
Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
Sorry. I'm very angry at the treatment of Wilfred Nancy, and I'm very happy he got a win. I'm very happy that people at least have to shut up for a little bit.
How much of that game did you watch?
It's okay because I wasn't going to pay for Celtic TV. Sorry.
No, don't. You should not.
I know they dominate, and I know they hit the post 5 times, and he's like, I've never seen this
in the second half.
Yeah,
they hit it at least 4 times in the second half.
Like the XG, I think was 3.86 or something.
Some models had it over 4.
Yeah,
that game very, very easily could have been 8-0.
Mm-hmm.
In the midweek game against Dundee, when they lost to Scotland's favorite Just for Men model, they should have been up 4-0 at the half. They're running into a problem, and
I wanted to fight puppies watching that game.
So for those of you playing the home game, tell me if this sounds familiar. You have a manager who is playing an incredibly aggressive style, almost to like a reckless degree at times, who wants to dominate the ball and firmly believes that the best way to protect a 1-0 lead is to make it a 2-0 lead. so on and so forth, up until a 10-0 lead if he can get it. And he is being let down by the emotional maturity and huevos of his roster, as well as the finishing of his roster. If that sounds familiar, that's okay. You're not insane. Also, this is one of the reasons Brendan Rodgers went out to get a pack of cigarettes and a lotto ticket at this corner store and never came back.
Yeah, he up and
again. And now he's going to the Middle East
to get that bag.
If Brendan Rodgers ever comes back to Scotland, I hope they just boo the ever-loving shit out of him. But one of the reasons he left was he was upset with the recruitment and with the players they brought in, and it's not a good enough roster. Martin O'Neill got more out of them. Martin O'Neill got something out of them by playing defensive and keeping into a shell and protecting a fragile back line.
Because he had nothing to build for. He
was brought in to be and he was a great caretaker. Don't get me twisted on this.
But he'd have stayed longer if he was asked. That's what he said.
I really have some questions about how all of that went down, because
the
board's a mess.
There.
The board's absolutely a mess. But I do think that Martin could have done some things to help the situation a little bit more. And I don't know if he didn't want to. I don't know if he didn't feel it was his place. He had the voice to be able, I think, to see that things go a little differently and help Wilfred come in and be better. I don't know. I feel like there's an element to the story there in that aspect that we just don't know, and we probably won't.
No, that's fine. But yeah, the board is an absolute mess. They brought in a manager who is going to play, again, a style of the game that is bordering on reckless at times in terms of getting forward, in terms of chance creation at the expense of defending. And you don't have good defenders. And you have Kasper Schmeichel, who Kasper Schmeichel looks like he's playing in a media game.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Wilfred Nancy is I really don't think his style's reckless. I think it's about control. And the problem is he doesn't have enough players who are good enough with the ball. Let me rephrase.
Not at all.
He doesn't have enough players who are competent with the ball. Like the first touch in the Dundee game, I was angry watching it. It was so bad.
I know.
It's unacceptable. And there's a level of talent and there's a level of handling the pressure that factors into your first touch. And it was so awful. That's gonna be a problem for him. Now, he deserves time. If you don't give him time, fire the whole board and fire everybody.
They don't. You have to give him. The board's going to give him time, because the only thing that board is worse about than their incompetence is their hubris. And
in this case, that's a good thing.
And
because
they will not admit that mistake.
I was afraid they were going to try to curry favor or whatever, because we saw this play out with Stephen Glass at Aberdeen, where things got toxic on the side and people inside started listening to it. And that is a problem for a manager who's trying to build something. Because
Aberdeen's problems have continued.
Yes. And it's shown that they made a mistake because they brought somebody in to change the culture and change the way they play and actually bring into modern times. And they got afraid because a couple of numpties with big voices and avatars and people who are pundit on TV who probably had interests in things started running their mouth. The punditry level in Scotland is horrific. It is horrific.
It's rough.
It's so bad and outdated, and it's so frustrating. It's such a great soccer country. It's such a great soccer culture in so many ways. But to see people who are not Celtic fan 1982 avatar on social media saying the things that they have said, saying that Wilfred Nancy is naive tactically.
Wow.
Go ahead and tell on yourself and say that you have never watched his teams play.
No.
Because that is the last thing you say about it. You can say that he could be a little safer. You could say with building something, maybe he should slow down and come in a little bit slower. maybe should take his time. You could say that's fine. But to call it naive tactically and stuff like that, it's insulting. And it happens way too often with a subset. There, it happens in England as well. I do not know the Irish punditry level. I don't know what's there.
Big Sam was real quick to speak up on it because Big Sam needs attention.
Yeah, it's stuff that it's just like, it's so insulting. And if he came in from Scotland or from England and had the start that he had, the comments wouldn't be the same. When he comes in from Major League Soccer, they're going to take shots, and that started to factor into some of the shots, and it is insulting. And I'm really glad he got the win. I hope it starts to turn, and I hope he throws it back in people's faces when it turns.
Go ahead, John.
I was going to say, example of said stupid punditry. Quote, I'm trying my hardest to give this guy, and I brought this up when this came out the first time.
What outlet?
Talk Sport, actually.
Yeah.
I'm trying my hardest to give this guy a chance, but we're not on the right track because Celtic, with the amount of possession they've got, they should be pulverizing these guys. Paragraph. I looked at the back three, and with the greatest respect, going, I don't fancy this playing under pressure at all. Celtic will concede. But at 1-0, I thought, we'll get away with this. But then the second goal kills the game. I don't know where to go with this guy because he should never be there in the first place.
Yeah, why not? Because he came from MLS. That's the only reason why. And the kind of stuff that what's going to happen with people like that leading the conversation in some places, what's going to happen is they're going to wake up one day and realize, oh, crap, we are not relevant. And that league is so much more relevant than, and you still get the conversation right now. And Jarrett, I'll say it, and you probably get mad. If Celtic came into MLS right now, this Celtic team,
this Celtic team, no, they're not winning.
They're definitely not winning. Like, I don't know if they're hosting a game 3 in the first round of the playoff. I really don't know that.
They're probably not. I was about to say, it depends on what year you're talking about. Because
there's 2 years ago, where they would be right there to win it, but they wouldn't be guaranteed to win it.
Ange's last year, oh my God, that especially given how his style of play was. Ange's year right before Giacomakis came here, oh my God, they might win him. They would probably win MLS Cup. Because they were that was, and it's the reason I wondered if Ange would go to LA to be with Sonny, because I think his style is so well tailored to what MLS's meta is.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. I mean, again, Wilfred, prime example. Like, they're not that different. That's the element that is insulting with this. And again, it's because Wilfred is coming from MLS, people who are going to take the cheap shots, where they didn't do it as much even with Ange. It's different, and it's insulting, and it's ridiculous, and it's infuriating. And what's going to happen, as we're already seeing, is Major League Soccer is at a higher level. Across whatever metrics you want to find, it's at a higher level. You don't have 2 teams that run away from everybody, so you don't have the level of dominance in MLS.
Miami's trying
because of parity. Yeah, and good on them. I'm actually really good.
I'm fine with them pushing the envelope. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
I will tell you, it was. I have mixed feelings about watching Aberdeen because Aberdeen's gone through so many different guys. They had Derek McGuinness. McGuinness ran his course. They go to Stephen Glass. It's a whole sea change. He lasts about a year.
About 8 months because he didn't get through the first
year. He didn't get through the full year. You went to just ferment himself.
Yes.
Then now, Jimmy Thielen is. You watch it.
I think he wants to try.
They're not clean. No, he does. And what was pissing their fans off the other day is he was playing into what Nancy wanted. He was trying to have them pull in Celtics press and play through it, and kept getting turned over.
Yeah. There's this thing, and I really think that the culture
should have just gone over the top, to be honest.
Well, yeah, but if you're trying, and he's in a different spot about trying to build something because he's been there long enough.
And he has a trophy to give himself at least a little bit of.
He does, but once you've built to a degree, you can vary based on the game. And I think this is the level of conversation that isn't being had in Holland. And this is why you get fans freaking out about trying to play. There is such a fear because of the way that the culture of the game is talked about and written about there. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that you have two teams who can do whatever they want to a degree, and you have everybody else who can't cope with that. So what everybody will tell you is shut up shop, sit back and defend, soak up pressure, be safe, don't do anything risky. And that's become, and Steve Clark's a personification of it. That is part of just what the culture is there now. And it's a real shame because if you know the history of Scottish football, that's not who they were. And I think the league and the way things have developed there has really turned it into a risk-averse soccer culture, which is a shame.
It's going to come to a head, not even just for the league. It's going to come to the head of the national team at some point because they're producing too many technical players.
Yeah,
talented technical players. They keep shipping them off to Italy and getting good tomatoes. Again, Napoli won a cup over Bologna, so there's that. That's another trophy for our favorite boy,
McTominay.
But you're producing more and more technical players, and eventually you have to have a conversation. It's not the same thing as what the U.S. national team has done, but eventually you're going to have to start incorporating things. I mean, we talk about this all the time with, and again, it's not the same with the U.S. national team in that they used to, even when they weren't great, Jason, that U.S. national team was such a bitch to play. Like, no one wanted to play them.
Yeah. Here's where it's turned, and I'll throw some more fire out right now. Throw another log on the fire. Jurgen Klinsmann talked about doing a lot of progressing it. He actually set it back in the terms of the way that they played. Yeah. Mauricio Pochettino is bringing what Klinsmann talked about.
Yes.
I think Berhalter did fine with the national team. I think he kind of got them back to a solid spot. But now they're a pain in the ass to play.
Yep.
In terms of the way that they press, the way that they work, the hustle, the fight, all of those things that this group's always had when they've been at their best. But now they have a level of quality that we haven't seen really outside of the 2002 group, where you had a young Landon Donovan, and go back and watch his game against Germany. Landon Donovan was the better on the field that day. Young Marcus Beasley. You had John O'Brien before his whole body fell apart. You had a very good soccer team that had all the fight and grit and all the things that you want. You have that now. Talent in Christian Pulisic and others, but Pulisic is, if he can avoid major injuries, he will be the best player that the U.S. produces when he retires. Now, hopefully he'll get past.
That's going to piss so many people off.
I mean, and this is the thing. Like, sorry. Like, he already, right now, he is the best player the U.S. has. No question. No question. He is the only borderline world-class player that the U.S. has right now. He will be, I mean, you could put him into this conversation right now with, really leaving goalkeepers out of it. Landon Donovan and Clint Dempsey. Those are your two best. I don't put Claudio Reyna in that same level. I don't put John Harkes in that same level. I don't put Tab Ramos in the same level, although he's close. I don't put Winalda in that same level, or Balboa. Like, there's a bunch of great players. But in terms of the best, the GOAT, right now he's in the conversation. If he has a good World Cup next summer, I think he'll be able to take that claim. But it's not just him right now. That's what's so impressive is it's him, Dest. Hopefully Jedi comes back and factors into this group. Chris Richards could end up being one of the best center backs we've ever had. Tyler Adams, hopefully it's going to be on the lighter side. MCL looks like 2 months, maybe 3. We'll see if he's back for the March games. You have a level of grit, scrappiness, all of that you want. And Pochettino has brought that to a different place than it was. It's not just chickens running around. It is focused aggression. And you're that with quality and being proactive. That's the number one word that Jurgen Klinsmann, because he saw it on some word of the day calendar and thought it made him sound smart. And he didn't actually create a soccer team that actually tried to use it. He just said it a bunch. Pochettino does it. It's really impressive right now. And I hope the World Cup pays that off. It might not. It might not. That's the thing about these tournaments. It might. It's heading that way, and I hope it does.
Yeah, some of those national teams, God, even the ones that lost, John, they felt like those mid-era, and I bring him up because he just retired. Those mid-era Kyle Whittingham Utah teams, they'd lose 4 games a year, but all 4 of those losses were horrifically painful for everyone involved. It was like some team would beat them by 14, like, oh, how'd the game go? He's like, oh, terrible. Never want to do that again. The U.S. before Klinsmann was like that, man. Like, they were going to out-hustle you. They were going to outwork you for a 50-50 ball. They were going to lay a hip into you. You were going to probably beat them past the round of 16. But, God, you weren't going to enjoy any of it. It was like beating a triple option team. None of this is fun, but it has to be done.
Yes. No. My frustration with Klinsmann is he was a bad account on TikTok that promised a bunch of stuff and didn't actually deliver on anything. He was that fake infomercial guy who talked and said the right things and seemed real slick. And if you actually put him on the news, it's a disaster because he's not that slick. That's the problem, is there was no substance. It was all talk, and it actually set things back. And then you got past it eventually, but yes, yell at Bruce Arena for not getting the team into 2018. That's fine, but yell at the person who blew the whole thing up after 2014. Shouldn't have gotten the job again for another cycle. Thank you, Sunil Gulati. And then set them so far back at the beginning of qualifying, you had to dig out of the hole. Yep. Well, they dug out of the hole and they fell back in, which was stupid on Bruce's part, and that's on him. But Klinsmann did a lot of bad, and he promised a lot of good. Berhalter got you back to a basic level, and now Poach, it feels like, is taking you where Klinsmann said he was gonna, but the map didn't take him there because he couldn't actually put the coordinates into it.
And shout out to yes, he was the ShamWow guy. That's exactly what
yes, that is exactly who Jurgen Klinsmann was.
I think he's running for public office too. Oh my God.
I think his name was Vince Offer. He should run for public office.
But man, yeah, he should. Oh my God, that just freaking derailed me.
I cannot wait to see this. I need to see the campaign commercial.
I think there's one out. Go look it up after this.
ShamWow actually worked though. That's the thing. It actually was pretty good.
There's nothing that U.S. soccer loves more, and this also applies to WNBA. There's nothing that like the old heads of U.S. soccer love more than putting down the next generation, because God forbid anyone ever meet the level that you have set or surpass the level that you have set. Because I still will never get over, I think it was Lawless, during the U.S.'s failed qualification for 18, talking about guys having to step up and does that means you too, Wonder Boy, talking about Pulisic, when Pulisic was like the dude dragging that team there.
And he's still trying to carry them.
He was like 18 years old and damn near got you across the line in Trinidad that night. By the way, you still would have gotten across the line had a goal not been incorrectly given in Panama.
Oof.
Yes, and everybody here wanted to bitch. Well, it shouldn't matter. We still should have done it. No, screw you. Screw that. If that's your mentality, there's the door. Go have a seat and go shut them up. Because at the end of the day, if your belief is, well, we should have done it all for ourselves and everyone else can get good breaks and we have to earn everything. No, you're allowed to get breaks in life. And you are allowed to get breaks in sport. No one wins anything without something going their way. even if that means Lionel Messi dragging your team 30 minutes to go before being eliminated and then dragging you to a World Cup trophy to cement his legacy.
Mm-hmm.
You are allowed to accept good fortune, and you're allowed to be upset at bad fortune. Because remember, that goal shouldn't have counted in Panama, but it did. And Christian Pulisic tried to drag your ass there when 55-year-old Tim Howard on basically the body constitution of 2022 Larry Bird. He's like 2022 Larry Bird back there, while Brad Guzan is sitting on the bench and missing his chance at being the guy between the sticks in a World Cup. Instead, now we got the old heads of U.S. soccer taking shots at a teenager who's trying to drag this team there because the roadside snow goal salesman who'd gotten fired halfway through the thing when you went and you quit. You capital Q quit against Costa Rica. And you fired him. You brought in Bruce Arena. He got it right at home. He got it wrong on the road. Your teenager tried to drag you through, but God forbid U.S. soccer talking heads and former legends want to get up there and take shots at a teenager who was trying to drag you through because God forbid you admit that anyone might meet or surpass what you set in place because you're just undamn touchable and you got to get your zingers in and be cool.
And to connect the dots, that's why today you have a subset of U.S. soccer fans who do not like Christian Pulisic because of that commentary. In
misery is a choice. Okay,
but this is why I get about what's happening in Scotland around Wilfred Nancy, and it's why I do things the way that I do things. I have my opinions, and I'll tell you what I like, what I don't like, but I'm also not gonna try to poison the well, especially against either something new or a kid. And that's why that is those conversations that happened in 2017 when the team didn't qualify. Christian Pulisic was a kid and he's trying to carry them over the line. He was really one of the only good things in that group time. You just didn't have a great group. They started bad. They dug out of it. Then they fell back in. He was one of your bright spots. And because of not getting there and in trying to find the pinata, they end up making it Pulisic in a lot of cases. And it's why there are people who are ill-informed right now, and some of them are USMNT fan 1982 with an egg avatar, and some of them are people who get paid to talk. They trash Christian Pulisic even today. What did you see the glee and how much got said over the summer when he took the Gold Cup off because his body needed to rest? There were people who were waiting for the chance to go after him again because they couldn't talk about his play at club level. And they can't talk about his quality. So, got something now because of the well being poisoned by people who know better. Now, I'm going to give some of the Scottish pundits credit in saying that they should be better than some of the things that they're saying, but they're doing the thing that I guess pays the bills.
Yeah.
In saying things that they think their audience wants them to say as opposed to what they know. Annoying. And it happens too often, and it's a shame in our circles, especially in soccer in this country, because it has made Gino's job more difficult to the point that he has press conferences and he's like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Like, what are we asking? Why are we having this conversation? It makes the players' jobs more difficult. It's very frustrating. And it's, again, why we definitely take a different approach and don't always nail it, but we try. And we try to be very about not poisoning the well in those ways. And we're wrong. We put our hand up and say we're wrong. But you had a lot of people who just made Christian Pulisic the poster boy to beat up on, and it's carried on. And it's a shame because when it's said and done, as long as he doesn't avoid a major injury, he's going to be the best we ever have.
Yep.
Flat out.
Anyway, I'm sure you had other things to talk about. So
Yeah, we did. I'll run through a couple things real quick before we get into picks of the week. That was a fun sidebar. Nance, I get to throw shots at the guy and Jurgen Klinsmann in the same conversation. It's all fun.
Yes.
I do. The ShamWow actually worked pretty well, though. I'm not going to lie.
He was a great salesman. He was brilliant at his job.
What was the other one?
Billy
Slap
Mays?
Chop? No. Slap Chop?
Slap Chop.
Was it Slap Chop,
Yeah.
I think? That was... Those commercials were even more.
I heard the Slap Chop was decent, but then the blades would go dull and they were useless. And
because
the blade is a squiggly, so there's really no good way to sharpen that.
Yeah, you're kind of out of luck.
And so I mean, our man Vince Offer here.
He's a fella.
Yeah, he gets into that. He gets into that territory that we do at the end of the show.
Yeah, it's a little different than Nicholas Bentner, but yes, I believe he got busted for things at various stages of his career. I think he got beat up one time, actually, too.
Yes. So let's see. He sued Anna Nicole Smith. In 2000.
Okay, I don't know why, but
claiming that Smith had agreed to be in his movie, but backed out in 1996 over fears that appearing in the movie would be detrimental to her career.
There's so many different places. I'm going to let that sit.
Offer claimed that as a result of her backing out of the film, the crew lost $100,000.
All right, fair enough.
In 2011, sued by his former personal assistant, who alleged that he stalked and emotionally abused her, forced her to be with him at all times.
That's not good.
Groped her, and offered her $20,000 for her to vacation with her family in exchange for something that I'm not going to repeat on the air.
Yeah, why are you going down this rabbit hole?
Because we were talking about the ShamWow and the Slap Chop guys.
Yeah, but that's a rabbit hole you didn't need to go down there, John.
Yeah, so
you didn't know that it was a rabbit hole you didn't need to go down?
Nope.
You really didn't?
Nope.
You thought he was just a fine, upstanding citizen?
No, I knew he wasn't a fine, upstanding citizen. I was just not aware to this depth that he was not a fine, upstanding citizen.
Yeah, there's depths when it comes to old Vince, for sure.
Yes.
A couple bits of news before we get into picks of the week. Jarrett mentioned it earlier. Napoli 2-0 winners in the Italian Super Cup over Bologna. I have come around on Nations Leagues. I am definitely anti-Super Cups. They're a waste of time. I'm against League Cups as well when you already have a different competition. The League's Cup is a different competition than the Gummy Bear Cup or the Scottish League Cup.
Yes.
That's different because it's two separate leagues in different parts of, different countries. A League Cup on top of a additional cup is stupid. Get rid of the Gummy Bear Cup. I know it's a very fine line, but that's where I fall.
Mm-hmm.
No Serie A match in Australia that has fallen through. Would have been the first major European League match played overseas. AFC, Asian Football Confederation requirements and logistics, blank that one. So ain't happening. We'll see where Milan plays that game because they can't play it at the San Siro because the Winter Olympics opening ceremony is going to be there that day. Premier League, Arsenal's top of the table going into Christmas. That does not guarantee them the title. They've actually been here before and they did not win the title.
Correct.
We'll see. Fulham 1-0 winners today over Forest. Raul Jimenez with the penalty. It was scrappy, but Fulham is clear of the relegation zone. Forest is hovering near it. Is Nottingham Forest going down, John? Yes or no?
No.
I'm with you. I don't think they're going to go down either.
Gonna be tight, but I don't think they're.
I think they'll be okay. Endrick is going to get loaned to Lyon. It's really weird, and this is why you got to be careful about kids when they come up and they're killing it and they're the next big thing, and then it stalls. And I don't know why it stalled. Real Madrid's a tough place to go and be the next big thing, especially when the next big thing, previous edition, is there playing in front of you in Vinicius Jr. It's tough. There was so much hype about Endrick, and I he's good. He's not Estaval right now, who's the next big thing, the version after.
Yes.
So it's tough. He'll go to Lyon. Hopefully he gets time and we can actually see who he is. Bad news for Japan. Takumi Minamino is injured, ACL injury, out for the year, all but going to miss the World Cup. I just don't see how he gets back in time for that. That's what's happening right now around the world. We're going to talk in the morning, at least on a morning espresso, about a potential rebrand for the Colorado Rapids. That's going to be on the docket. We'll get you ready for the AFCON games in the morning as well. Do I have anything else up my sleeve for tomorrow? I think the biggest one's going to be the Colorado Rapids chat.
Yes.
What do you have coming up on SDH AM tomorrow?
SDH AM, we get to catch up with the number 2 overall selection in the MLS Super Draft, Ricky Lewis out of Georgia Southern, heading to FCD. And so he personifies himself as being annoying as a player.
Okay. I was about to say, please,
not as a human being, but as a player.
I was waiting for the extra part.
Yes, and so he has even classified himself to be annoying to defensive back lines.
All right.
And so we asked him about what he thinks he needs to improve on, what he's looking forward to without FCD. So it was a good conversation that we had with him, and we'll try and splice some of that off for social as well.
I would say that Enzo Dovolo is also annoying to backlines. Atlanta's pick in the Super Draft. Check out my article on him. I got to see him play a couple times in the SoCon men's soccer tournament. Madison saw him as well, and he's legit. He's big fans over here, Enzo Dovolo.
Yes,
he's legit. He's a talented player, especially in the 1v1s. Really good chat with him after he was drafted. You can see that clip on our social media platforms. All right, we got to get into picks of the week, and we're a week delayed. Took last week off. It was a long week. So Nick won a couple of weeks ago. I'm trying to remember if there was anything wild about it. I do not believe that there was.
I think it was. Didn't he win the last 4 in a row or something?
I think that was.
That?
I don't remember. No, you're thinking before that.
Oh, okay.
What turned it for him?
I forget, but you said that whole thing came down to the last day.
He got
Mexico.
Yes, that's what it was. He got it with Toluca because he blocked me. There were 3 different possibilities of winning on the final day with Tigres and Toluca. He blocked me because he got the prop bet. So that gave him 100. That put him ahead of me. We had both picked Toluca, which ended up winning. So that's why he won. Sophia would have won with a draw. And I think Drew would have won with Drew would have won with a Tigres win. They were leading, if I remember correctly. Tigres was winning. Then it was level. Then Toluca ended up winning. So Nick went through and he won. Again, his second win of the season. So,
but not here to trash talk about it.
He's not here. No, I think he's sick.
Actually. Oh no, I'm a slander him because he ain't here.
He's sick though. He's sick.
I don't care.
4Card won the Twitch pitch with plus 199. Man, Jarrett, he's sick. I don't care. Jeez,
he ain't here to defend himself.
Are you hurt? Are you hurt or are you injured, son? Get in there, put that needle in.
Rub some dirt on it.
I have to go back and
me and Coach Bud Kilmer got it. Me and Coach Bud Kilmer out of the win, y'all.
Nick had more than 4Card did from the Twitch pitch. I don't have the total in front of me. I think he ended up with. I'm trying to remember what Toluca was. They were a plus pretty good bits. I think he had about 650, 700 is what Nick ended up with. Yeah, he did pretty well. It was a pretty good week in total, except for Jarrett, who was you got over the negative because Toluca won. So you did. Everybody finished positive this week because of that. You would have been negative.
Yay!
I mean,
love to see it.
Yeah. I believe I'll have to do the totals for the season. I think Nick passed you on the overall total though, because he had a pretty good week.
Look, I'm just glad some finally caught up.
It happens. I've got 3 wins. You've got 3 wins. John's got 1 win, but he's in last place in the overall. Maddie has not.
Come on.
But she's way ahead of you in overall points.
But she hasn't won a week yet.
She's way ahead of you in overall points.
Well, so what matters in the dynamic? The fact that you win weeks or the fact that you got the
John, you've won 1 week. You're talking to 2 people who won 3. You really don't have ground to stand on.
I'm asking a legitimate question when it comes to what's going
on. Both matter.
Count? Oh, well, now you say both matter.
You that?
I mean, or is this like Formula One standings where you get like 10 points for a win and, everything else just goes by the wayside, or what?
No. We're not doing the Formula One at Rafaela, no.
Okay, just checking. All right, now that I know that both matter, I'm going to draw my way through all 8 picks one week, and you're not going to be shocked
That's
at all.
not
I'm going to
new.
win.
No, you won't win. Like, the thing is, you won't win.
But they're making picks, and then I don't win, so you're sitting there and you're shocked either way.
Just make the right picks. Like, I don't know. It feels like it's kind of easy. Jarrett, I mean, shouldn't you try pick the things that you think are going to happen, and when you get them right, you did good?
If you're scared, what do you do?
Get a dog?
I'm scared.
You're making excuses.
I just pick incorrect.
Yeah,
it's not being scared.
You do that, or you pick draws when you get scared.
No, that's not being scared. That's walking my way through the matchup and picking the middle.
Actually, it's not, because you've said many times you pick what other people didn't pick.
Because I'm trying to be strategic and surpass them in the numbers.
But you're not.
So it is a strategy that didn't work for that particular week.
You've done this a lot.
So I haven't won a lot of weeks.
No, strategy since
day one.
Before COVID.
I know. It's bad. Let's just get into picks of the week. We'll have music for this in 2026, I promise. Nick picked 4 games. We kind of had to tweak the rule a little bit. Actually, did I end up getting the rules correct with the picks? Because we don't have a whole lot of leagues to choose from at the moment. We did go a little AFCON heavy. I think... Yeah, I had to tweak it. It's only 2 of the 5 big Euro leagues are playing now, so we went with an extra AFCON game. Sorry. Deal. Tuesday, Nigeria and Tanzania. Nigeria is a 227. The draw plus 310. Tanzania plus 700. Nigeria, they are the Super Eagles. That was adopted in the late 80s. They were Eagles before that. Now they're the Super Eagles. They became super in the 80s. So that's cool.
No longer green.
No, they are still green. John, have you seen Nigeria play?
So are you saying that they're right now since they're no longer green?
You're muted.
I can't help you.
All right, let's move on. AFCON.
I can't help.
That was so bad, Jarrett. That was so bad. Please throw things at him next time you need. Alan Royal.
Until spring or summer.
Well, that's fine. Just throw them then. Nigeria has won the AFCON 3 times, 1980, 94, and 2013. They've lost in 5 finals, though. That's kind of bad. They were the first African team to win the Olympic gold. Athens, Georgia, at Sanford Stadium in 1996. Beat Brazil, and they beat Argentina in the semifinals and the final. That's pretty impressive. They've been to 6 World Cups since their World Cup debut in 94, but they're not coming this time around. They've been to the round 3 of the 6. First African team to win a group in 94, and they did it in 98. Tanzania are known as the Taifa Stars. It is Swahili for national stars. They qualified for AFCON in 1980, and then it took them 39 years to get back. 2019 is when they came back. They've been a consistent in East Africa's regional championship, the CAF Cup. They've won that a couple of times, 74 and 94. And as we have covered here on Picks of the Week, the Tanzanian Premier League, Simba SC, is a powerhouse. The domestic league is fueling the national team right now. Will it fuel them enough to get an up against Nigeria? John, what do you think?
No, Nigeria.
I'm picking Nigeria as well. Jarrett? He wants
Nigeria.
He was thinking.
I wanted to. Couldn't bring myself to do it.
And let's go to Wednesday, and we'll see if you get crazy. It's Algeria and Sudan. Algeria and Sudan in AFCON on Wednesday. Algeria minus 238, draw plus 310. Sudan plus 800. The Desert Foxes of Algeria. They're also known as the Greens because they wear green, but they are the Desert Foxes because that's a better nickname.
Yes.
They've won the twice, 1990 and in 2019. Riyad Mahrez with the free kick in the semifinal, and then a final win over Senegal. That kind of helped get them back to another level. They have one of the all-time upsets in the World Cup. 1982, they beat West Germany in their first game. They also became the first African team to score 4 goals in a World Cup match in 2014. They got to the round of 16. If you remember that one, they probably should have beaten Germany in that round of 16. Germany went on to win the thing in 20. Algeria should have beaten them. Sudan has an even better nickname than the Desert Foxes, the Crocodiles of Nile. Come on, that's amazing. They're also known as the Falcons of Jedian, which is pretty cool too.
Either way, those
are two radically different animals. I just want to make that
clear. Yeah, I know. I didn't make the nicknames, but they're both great. They're both
wonderful.
Crocodiles of the Nile. I mean, come on, that's just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That's just perfect. I do remember. God, was the country song about the Nile? Pam Tillis. God, am I having a crazy flashback to CMT?
The sequel.
No, it was like
the Jewel of the Nile.
The Queen of Denial.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah, Queen.
All right, my brain broke.
I haven't heard Pam Tillis's name in multiple years.
You know what'll happen on Picks of the Week, Jarrett. Sudan, they were one of the 4 founding participants in the first AFCON. When the first AFCON was played?
I feel like
nope.
61.
Close, 57. There you go. Sudan won it in 70.
I was about to say, it's going to be somehow earlier than you think and somehow also later than you might want to believe.
Yeah, 57.
If you told me, like, hey, we played the first AFCON in 1923, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Don't know how.
3 AFCON finals, 57, 63, and 70. They qualified in 21, ending a 9-turn drought going back to 2012. It feels like it's starting to turn in some ways for the national. Really impressive. There's similarities to what Haiti has had to deal with in overcoming a lot of domestic situations that are not ripe for together a strong national team, yes. Developing players. Do they have enough to get past this one? John?
No.
You're not being Sudan against Algeria. Jarrett?
Yes.
Ooh.
Win? Sudan?
Give me Sudan. Let's get weird. Let's get stupid.
I thought I was getting stupid. Picking a draw.
Okay.
I'm going to go draw.
Let's get careless with my non-existent money.
I'm going draw.
Well,
I'm crazy.
Well, I knew he didn't have any
win.
money. That's why he couldn't buy me a ring. Oh, and just because he bought himself a new pickup truck really didn't prove it.
The lines.
I did. 1992.
It was Pam Tillis?
Yeah. Cleopatra, Queen of Denial.
I did remember that.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. It happens sometimes.
This is just a reminder that Pam Tillis's Maybe It Was Memphis is still an absolute certified banger.
Absolutely. No. 100%. Probably needs to end up in one of my crazy playlists that really go across all genres. I'll have to remember that. All right, we got to go to Thursday, and not easy to find a game on Thursday. It is Christmas and all. I did find one. We are going to the Myanmar National League. It is Hantharwadi United FC against Dagon FC. There are no odds. John, do not look.
No, that's up for tomorrow's action in Myanmar, but nothing.
I thought he was going to go look. Please don't.
I can't believe there's anything anywhere for the Myanmar National League. I don't need to know. Hantharwadi United FC. They're the Blue Warriors, I guess. They were founded in 2013. Sure. They won the National League in 2020. Okay. They won the National League Cup in 2022 as well. And the name itself, Hantharwadi, ties the club to the historic Mon Kingdom, centered around modern-day Bago. Okay.
Sure.
Dagon FC are known as the capital side. They are one of the modern originals, which it seems to be not a phrase that makes any sense. They were founded in 2009, and I guess that's when the Myanmar League became professionalized. Participant of the current National League in 2010. They've been generally a top half of the table team. They have not been all that successful, though, in terms of winning things. Let's see what the table tells us at the moment. You got it?
I got it.
Hantharwadi is 5. Dagon is 6, so it's very even. They have the exact same record. Hantharwadi has a +3 goal difference. Dagon has a +2. This is as even as it gets. Jarrett Smith, what are you picking on Thursday in Myanmar?
Oh my God.
Another league that we had not visited before.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure this is our first visit.
Oh, it is definitely
beautiful.
The first visit.
Give me the draw here.
Probably a smart choice.
I'll take 5-6 matchup. Give me the draw.
John, what are you picking?
Hantherwadi, because they've won 4 of the 7. Dagon has not won any of the last 7 head-to-head matchups in this series.
I'm going to go draw as well. I don't feel good about it, but I'm
Run
going
of
to
form, Hantherwadi has lost 2 in a row, and Dagon has lost 2 of 3.
So they're both slumping coming into the big game.
That is true.
Okay. We'll keep you posted on how that one comes out. I have started to, when teams do good for me in my picks on Picks of the Week, I follow them on SofaScore now. So I get very weird updates from teams on my phone, which is very entertaining.
Oh, absolutely.
I genuinely hope that you're like the next time you're having to do a sit down in the spring with Atlanta United, you're like sitting down to talk to a player. Not even in spring, in January, Atlanta's going to make a signing. God only knows who's going to be coming in, who's going to be going out.
And you're like, I know about this.
And Jason's going to be doing a sit-down interview, and his phone is going to be sitting there face up with always on. And that is going to pop across the screen. They're going to look down, and they're going to ask you what is wrong with you because of the
why are you getting updates of Carrarese in the second division in Italy? But I do.
They're either going to walk away from that interview and never talk to you again, or they're going to specifically seek you out after every game.
Hopefully the latter.
There's no middle ground.
No. That will not just be overlooked. Friday's a very busy day on Picks of the Week. Do not do it. Nope. I'm just going to mute you just in case. Man United in Newcastle. I didn't mean to say Friday, but I did. And
Friday.
Could you stop doing that? It's so bad. Manchester United in Newcastle is our first game. It's only one Boxing Day game in England.
Yeah, they changed the rules on that. So it's now.
You sound disappointed.
Well, I'm disappointed.
I get to watch the lower divisions. Lower divisions and the non-league are apparently they're blowing out Boxing Day as one of their big days now with only this one match that's there. So we get to watch the lower divisions. It was a part of the TV contract that they just decided, okay, we're only going to do the one Boxing Day and then everything else to the weekend.
Was it because of that, or was it because everybody's like, this is stupid that you're making us play
that's the
3 times in 6 days?
That's the logical explanation, but no, it had to do with the TV contract.
I think once MLS changes the calendar, they should do one game in December and do a Boxing Day game.
Luckily, we'll be on winter break at that point.
I know. So for 2 teams, tell them, hey, we're going to cut into
you're not going.
We're going to cut into your winter break, and we're going to do one Boxing Day game, and it's going to be weird and dumb.
Oh, I want the Black Friday day. I want that to be a big day on the league calendar.
Yes.
That's what I want.
It would be great. My concern there is Black Friday is such that Thursday through Saturday has basically been monopolized by college football rivalry week.
That's fine. I don't care. I want a 11 a.m. kick somewhere in the East. I want stupidity. I want 11. I want 1. I want 3. I want 5. I want 7. I want 9. And then get an 8 o'clock game on the West Coast, 11 o'clock on the East. I want all day chaos. Make it happen, Jarrett.
And just because you start today in Foxborough.
I'm not responsible for
Foxborough would have the 11 a.m. game. They absolutely
Don't they do the students game already? During the year? Don't they have that
for next pro?
No. Do it like Galaxy and Sporty at like 9 a.m. local time.
Oh, that is mean, Jarrett. No, I don't want to be mean. Like
Galaxy and SKC in LA, 9 a.m. local time, noon kickoff.
No, let me start 11 a.m. in Montreal.
Okay.
Let me have some crepes and I'll be good to go.
It's gonna be snowing in November. Good luck.
Yeah, that's fine.
Matthias Kokoro will be sitting.
He's not there. They told him not to come back.
Listen, he'll be sitting with you.
No, he'll be playing somewhere. He's good. I like him.
You might get a noon orange ball though.
That's fine.
Oh,
that's even better. The Montreal fans were very happy that I knew how to pronounce his name properly when we played them in preseason.
The Montreal fans are some of my favorite fans in
I
this league.
I love Montreal.
They are
I love the city. I love the fans. I want them to be successful. So I'll get an 11 o'clock game to give them like weirdness, and I think they would embrace the weirdness.
Oh, absolutely, they would.
So yes, that's what needs to happen on a play. But anyway, let's go to Boxing Day. Manchester United and Newcastle. You know Manchester United's the Red Devils. You know they're a big team that has not been a big team as of late. You know all these things. They were touring internationally in the 50s and 60s, though. You might not have known that. They toured the U.S. in the 50s, if I'm not mistaken. Played like American Soccer League teams and played like an American Soccer League All-Star team in New York in the 50s, if I'm not mistaken. I think they even went to the West Coast, where you just had like local leagues and they'd play like All-Star teams and stuff. But they were, I want to say they toured even earlier than that. I have to go back and look, but I know they made some tours to the U.S. in the 50s and the 60s. I do believe they went to Mexico sometime in that time span. That'll be a fun little project to dig into. Newcastle did not do that. They're Magpies. They were super dominant in the early days. 1905, 1907, 1909, and 1927, they won the division. They were really the only one of the North to be successul.
And then Mike Ashley happened.
Well, a lot like 1927.
I feel like Mike Ashley didn't happen in the late 20s.
No, it took a while. Newcastle was the FA Cup kings in the 50s. They won it 3 times in 5 years. They reached the Intercities Fairs Cup final in 1969.
That was the Gummy Bear Cup.
You're not kidding.
I think no, it actually wasn't. It turned into the Cup Winners' Cup, which European competitions actually used to kind of make a little sense. You had the Champions Cup, which was literally for champions. Then they started adding other teams in it. You had the UEFA Cup, which was going to be for teams who didn't win.
That's what it eventually turned into.
No. Oh, the Intercities. Okay. So Cup Winners' Cup was separate. Cup Winners' Cup, literally, as it says, it was if you won your domestic cup, you went into the Cup Winners' Cup. So it kind of made sense. You had the champions and the Champions Cup. You had the Cup Winners' Cup. You had the others who were pretty good but didn't win.
Never tell me the millennials are the problem, because a millennial sure as hell would not have put it was a millennial sure as hell wouldn't have put a bunch of like the fourth and fifth team in England into the Champions League, because you're not the champion of anything except maybe the champion of life if Butch Jones has any say on it.
Yeah, you're still
European football competition played between 55 and 71. The Fairs Cup was the idea of FIFA VP and Executive Committee member Ernst Homan, Italian football president, and FIFA Executive Committee member Ottorino Barassi, and EFA General Secretary Stanley Rouse. As the name suggests, the petition was set up to promote international trade fairs. Friendly games were regularly held between teams from cities holding trade fairs, and it was from these games that the competition evolved.
That's absurd. All right, I take everything back I said about Europe back in the day. The Champions Cup made sense, and the Cup Winners' Cup made sense. Everything else was stupid. We got to pick this game. Manchester United and Newcastle. Manchester United plus 145, draw plus 260, Newcastle plus 163. It's basically a toss-up. John, what are you picking?
I am picking a draw, because Manchester United does not have a Bruno Fernandes, so I'm wondering who's going to pick up back, and I don't have an answer for that, so I'm going to go draw.
Okay. Jarrett?
Four-card tells us we had a bad translation on the Sudan bird nickname, by the way.
I should have known. What did he say? What was it?
I'm waiting for an update. It's the secretary birds.
The secretary birds.
The secretary birds?
Okay.
Well, that's not as good as the crocodiles of the Nile.
Anyway.
I want the crocodiles of the Nile.
And there you go.
I want a crocodile on the front of the shirt. That'd be great.
Anyway, I'm taking Newcastle in this game because I don't trust Manchester United to tie their shoes without knocking over every shelf in the library.
I'm picking Manchester United because they're going to win. I don't.
Secretary birds and Nile crocodiles.
So not crocodiles of the Nile.
It sounds like a Bobby Sherman song from the 50s.
Yeah, I mean, either way worked for the Crocodiles for me. I'm still on board. We go to Serie A on Friday. Parma and Fiorentina. Parma plus 240, draw plus 200. Fiorentina, the favorites, on the road plus 130. Parma, known as I Crociati, the Crusaders, because a lot of times their jerseys have a cross on the front. They're also the yellow and blues because they wear yellow and blue. They were one of the European powers in the 90s. They won 2 UEFA Cups. They won a Cup Winners' Cup. See, I knew that was going to come into play. They won the UEFA Super Cup as well in the 90s. They developed Gianluigi Buffon. They developed Fabio Cannavaro. They developed Lilian Thuram. They brought in at a young age and helped develop Hernan Crespo, Juan Sebastian Veron, all the talent. As pretty much every Italian team does. They went bankrupt in 2015. They restarted in the 4th division. Rapid historic climb, 3 straight promotions in 3 years. They did a Wrexham. And then they returned to Serie A. And now they're back in a decent spot. Fiorentina might be going back to the bad place. La Viola, the Purples. Also known as I Gigliati, the Lily Bearers, referencing the fleur-de-lis symbol of Florence.
Makes sense.
They won 2 Serie A titles, 56 and 69. Generally attacking, generally technical, generally good soccer. They were the first Italian club to reach a European Cup final. Runners-up 57. They won the Cup Winners' Cup again, 61. They went broke in 2002. They had to refound themselves as Fiorentina Viola. Then they got to reclaim their name when they got back to a certain level. It's another weird element of Italian football.
Just earn this back,
I guess. They climbed back to Serie A within 2 seasons. But now they might get booted out because they're not good.
They're ass.
It's the secretary bird. It's a very specific bird. Thank you, 4-card. I do like the crocodiles better though. Where Fiorentina are ass, you say?
Dead ass last.
They're ass last.
Okay. They're the last ass in Serie A at the moment.
Where's Parma?
Parma is above them. They're 16th, 5 points away from them and 2 points out of the relegation zone.
Well, I'm picking Parma here, even though they're the home underdog for some reason.
Yeah.
I'm going with Parma.
I'm going draw. I think Fiorentina gets a point out of it. I'm not impressed with either club, really.
I need to see
Parma's lost 2 of 3 going into this one, and Fiorentina snapped a 15-game run to start the season of not getting a win last time out.
So, 4-card, are you basically saying that the secretary bird is the bird form of Smith? Wow. Jarrett's muted.
It's probably more graceful than I am.
I mean, I wasn't going to go there. Parma and
forgive me. I was finishing polenta and fried zucchini.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
What are you picking? Parma and Fiorentina?
I'm going to honor my wife, who is currently putting her child to bed, by taking Fiorentina because Florence is her second favorite city in Italy, and she would be mad at me if I picked against that city.
What's her favorite?
Siena, which is a smaller city in a similar area. She swears that Siena is the greatest, and it's like a little smaller, less busy and less crowded version of it, but an equally beautiful and wonderful little town to visit.
I am picking Parma to honor the Atlanta Ruckus because in 1997, the owner, who probably has multiple legal cases still ongoing right now,
what a shock!
I know. He ended up doing a deal as a sponsor. I believe there was money. I don't know. With Parmalat, who had dairies here in Atlanta.
Yes.
They bought Atlanta Dairies, correct?
Yes.
So Parma obviously was a giant sponsor of Parma, and the like legendary Parma yellow and blue kits in the 90s. Basically, the Ruckus for their home kit wore their white kit, which they didn't always wear at home. They kind of flip-flopped. The white kit was a Parma kit. It had a Parma logo on it. They had to put a Ruckus logo like on the sleeve or something because these were Parma kits. Yeah. That's what they wore. The blue kits were the same, just reversed. It was I think Puma was the sponsor. And those actually had Ruckus logos on it, not Parma logos on it. But anyway, Yes. The sponsorship may have been literally giving them uniforms for all I know, because the checks still bounced in 1997. That's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's back when we were using real checks too.
Yeah. I know they bounced in 98. They bounced at least once in 97. And then I think I realized that I needed to go when it was handed to me and go immediately put it in the bank. Yeah.
Beat everybody else to the bank.
Welcome to pro soccer in Atlanta in the 1990s.
Yes.
And
there was the guy that wanted to renovate everything around Roswell High School.
Well, no, he owned it. He just didn't pay any of the taxes on it. Yes. And that's why he did not play there after 1997, which was an insane year as a 20-year-old working for a professional team. No, nobody writes books anymore. I need to narrate a story at this point. Okay. But yes, it was crazy. And then he didn't pay the taxes.
You got to make sure statute of limitations expire and people are either, in a cave somewhere or
25 years would be 2022.
I think he's got enough legal issues that he's not going to look for more.
Yeah.
I know at least he did have some.
Yes. Because I reported on when I was in TV.
Yeah, no, he's still got some unresolved ones, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow.
It's a mess.
Is that why the presidential hotel is still up, right?
I believe so. That would have it.
That's what I figured.
He might need to go get involved in one of these two teams. In Trinidad and Tobago, the Pro League, it is the eternal rivalry. FC hosting Prisons FC.
That's awesome.
I'm not kidding. That's the game.
Yeah. No one here doubts you. We've done this for long enough.
I don't know if we've had actually police versus prisons.
I know we had police versus army, I think, in the Southeast Asia.
We've had police and army. We've had, I think, police and defense force in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
We've not had police and prisons. I don't know if this is true or not, but I want Police FC to be known as the Lawmen, because that's a great nickname. They did, like, back in the day, you had a lot of clubs that were kind of like service industry clubs, especially in like British influenced or former British colonies or what have you. Yeah. Pretty common thing. Prisons FC, if their nickname is the Warders, that's even. What's the table looking like right now in Trinidad and Tobago, John?
Efforting.
Come on, John.
I'm efforting because I was trying to see.
His phone is about to make sure you scoot over just a little bit because his phone might catch fire.
You got prisons, you got police, and you got defense force.
You've dodged one exploding phone in the last 2 years. Let's not push your luck there, Jason.
Okay, so here's your table.
All right, thank you.
Police is 9 matches in, and they are 2 points clear of defense force.
But we're not playing defense force.
I know. I'm just giving you the rundown. Defense force still has a match in hand.
What place is police? And that's probably the most important.
Police is top of the ladder.
There we go. Yeah. Thank you.
They are 22 points, 9 matches in, goal difference of plus 11.
Ice-T would not be happy about
Defense
this.
force is 2 points behind at 20. Prisons is 6th right now. Matches in, 9 points behind at 13.
So police are ahead of prisons.
Yes.
Doesn't seem like that'd be a good order.
And Eagles are ahead of Rangers.
Eagles are ahead of Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At the bottom of the table.
At the bottom.
Yes.
So they're not really ahead of anybody else, though.
No, correct. Yeah, Rangers are behind everybody else. Eagles are just ahead of Rangers.
Okay. And how's Joe Public doing? I remember Joe Public.
Joe is not a part of this league, sir.
Oh, no. I think they got relegated.
Yeah.
How did Joe Public disappear in Trinidad?
Police, Defense Force, Club Sando Moruga, Central, AC Port of Spain, Prisons FC, San Juan Jablote, Port Fortin, Phoenix 1976, Caledonia Eagles, and Rangers. 12 teams.
Oh, no. Joe Public. Well, they were owned by Jack Warner.
Wow.
So there you go.
Oh, my God.
Wow. They dissolved in 2011. Bad. Yeah, I mean they were owned by Jack Warner, which is
that's enough.
All the things.
That's a left-hand turn I could not have predicted if you had given me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you could have given me all week.
Run out of a gated house in Conyers.
All the things. No, that was Jeffrey Webb.
You could have given. You could have given me all week if you had said, "Hey, Jarrett, who do you think owns this team?" And you have a week to figure it out. Jack Warner would not have been one of those names.
No, he was a legitimate criminal for a long time. Joe Public's
polite
really
way to
good
put
for
it.
a while. I know, I'm trying. Joe Public played in the CONCACAF Champions League. They played New England. They've played Montreal. They played the. Did they play the Puerto Rico Islanders? I think they did, which is another team.
Yes.
Joe Public withdrew due to issues arising from Jack Warner. No shock.
I'm shocked.
Then they withdrew again in 2014 due to financial reasons. Yeah, they win a CONCACAF. No, they won the CFU Club Championship a couple of times. Like even right up until Jack Warner's issues blew up in his face, they were runners up in 2010. Joe Public, it's sad.
Ugh.
Did they? They got to the quarterfinals, got knocked out in CONCACAF by DC, by Chicago in the late 90s. No, going back, they never did win CONCACAF. I believe there was a Trinidad team in CONCACAF, though. Now I'm...
Here he goes.
I don't know who it was. I'll have to go back and dig into that another time. Anyway, police and prisons.
Yes, police and prisons.
Some highly illegal NASL activities somewhere in this story, too.
Probably it did not involve anyone that I know personally, like some has, or met with at various stages.
Yes.
Correct. There's that.
Yes.
Just always love running into like a friend, and he's like, "Didn't you bring that guy into my bar?" And I'm like, "Yes, I did." I didn't know. I had nothing to do with it. I digress. Police and prisons. Who you got, John?
Police. They've won all 6 matches in the history of this matchup.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Been dominant, you
yes,
say?
Yes.
I think I'm going to go with police as well. Jarrett?
I am going to bring about the anarchy of our lifetime.
I was going to say, are you going to fight the police?
I'm going to side with the prison. We're going to go longest.
You're going prisons.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
All right.
It's 150. It's a fun little bet here, and I can go full Paul Crew longest yard.
True. Let's go to a game that I'm sure Jarrett was very happy ended up on the board. Let's go to Scotland on Saturday, and let's go to Edinburgh. Hibs and Hearts.
Incredibly underrated rivalry.
Yep.
You can talk about the Old Firm all you want. Edinburgh Derby is incredibly slept on. Most of the rivalries in Scotland outside of the Old Firm are slept on because some of these teams genuinely despise each other.
We'll get into their hatred in just a second. Hibs plus 170, the draw plus 230, Hearts plus 145.
Why?
Yeah, I know. It's intriguing. A couple of things about these teams. Hibernian. Hibbies. The Hibbies. Or the Hibs. The Hibbies. Founded in 1875 by members of Edinburgh's Irish community. First Scottish club formed by Irish immigrants. They became the first British club to play in European competition. They were in the inaugural European Cup in 1955, despite finishing only 5th domestically the prior season. So they were ahead of their time, Jarrett. I don't think they got in. I have no idea.
There's no way of knowing.
Welcome. It's crazy. They do have...
Scotland's a weird place, man.
It is. In the late 40s and early 50s, their legendary forward line was known as the Famous Five. It helped shape modern attacking football in Scotland and influenced tactical thinking well beyond Edinburgh, except Steve Clark does not like it.
Yeah.
He hates it.
Well behind.
Most of Scotland does.
Yeah, there's that. Their club name is Heart of Midlothian.
Yes.
But they're known as Hearts.
Yes.
Or the Jambos.
The
Jambos.
The Jambos.
Jam Tarts.
They have a lot of nicknames. They are actually older than Hibs. They were founded in 1874, the oldest surviving senior football club in Edinburgh. During World War I, a large portion of Hearts' 1914 to 1915 squad enlisted together in the British, forming what became known as McRae's Battalion. That's wild. League title pioneers, they have won the Scottish League title 4 times, not since 1960, and only twice since 1900. They won in 1895, 1897, 1958, and 1960. They are one of the traditional powers out of the Old Firm with 4 titles and not one since 1960. Are they going to win one this year, Jarrett?
6 points clear. Celtic match in hand.
You say that, John, but
don't they play like 5 more times because they have to do stupid split?
They play at least one. I think they play at least one more time before the split. They've kind of gone through a little up and down stretch here. They beat Celtic last weekend. That being said, like I'll take Hearts here just because like they're kind of moving and grooving.
Oh, I didn't say you had to make your pick here. I was just asking if they would win the title.
Oh, okay. Well, spoiler alert. I'll take them.
Okay.
I
did.
They beat Rangers Sunday. That was funny.
Yes, they did.
I refuse. I think honestly, all it takes is if Celtic will find a competent striker, I think they would win the league. At the rate at which they are now creating chances, they can give up 2 goals a game because they're going to be creating chances at the rate they're creating them.
If somebody would just actually hit the post,
I would absolutely be tickled if a non-Old Firm team won the league. Like I would.
Oh yeah.
The last one was Sir Alex Ferguson, Aberdeen in the mid '80s. Correct?
I believe so.
That's crazy.
I believe so.
Wow.
I would be positively tickled if it happened. 6 points clear isn't. That is 6 points clear. I had a bad week and all of a sudden we're tied.
Yeah. It's not. It feels like it's good, but it's not when you're gonna see the team that you're 6 clear of at least twice more.
Yeah,
because of the split and
because
whatever you have left.
You'll see them after the split. For those of you playing the home game, the split
idiotic, moronic split.
The 12 teams split right in the middle. So the top 6 teams, you only play a certain amount of games at the end of the season. Then your last few games are split. The top 6 teams and the bottom 6 teams are broken off, and so the top 6 teams will only play each other. So one will play 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then they'll basically play a home fixture and an away fixture with each one of those to finish out the season. The idea here being, in theory, that all of those games are high leverage games. And on the bottom half of the split, you have high leverage games to not end up getting your ass relegated.
You missed when we learned about Ecuador doing a triple split.
Even better.
They split 3 ways. It's like 6, 6, and 4. And I think the 4 is the relegation battle. And the 6 at the top is for the league title and Libertadores spots. And I think there is a Sudamericana spot on offer in the middle 6. It was weird. It is really strange. And I didn't like it. I'm sure you knew that.
No, sir. Didn't like it.
No.
Not a fan. I did not know that Hibs and Hearts had a religious divide as well.
Yes.
I mean, we know
it's
the Celtic
not as talked about as much.
Yeah,
because the Old Firm divide is such a high-profile one.
Yeah.
Again, Hibs and Hearts is not cordial.
No.
Edinburgh Derby is not a cordial event for anybody involved. So
the other thing I did not know, because we've had the joke in the group chat quite a bit about cabbage, and the great gif of the Iron Chef and cabbage. I didn't know the story behind it. In 1970, his were really bad, and their fans were frustrated and sarcastic, and they threw cabbage on the field. And they were mad. They had cabbage for some reason, and they threw it on the field.
Fair enough.
Damn, so much for the corned beef dinner.
So they kind of leaned into it, and it became like a bit of humor. And then when they were really bad, the Hearts fans used cabbage references as insults. So the Hibs fans just then owned the joke and kind of embraced it. So cabbage and Hibs.
Sure.
Welcome to Scotland.
Yes.
Picking. We already know what Jarrett's picking. What are you picking, John?
Draw.
You're picking a draw.
Mm-hmm.
Cabbage. Going Hibs.
Okay.
Going Hibs.
It would heavily complicate the league, especially if Celtic can kind of.
I want complicated leagues in Scotland.
Yes.
Everyone's feeling warm and fuzzy right now, as damn well they should. That on Christmas Day, Hearts are winning the league.
That's cool.
Is awesome, and I wish we had more parity in Scotland because my God.
Yes. Yes, I would like that too. So I'm gonna go for cabbage. Sunday, Cote d'Ivoire and Cameroon in the group stage. Second game for both teams in AFCON. We do have odds on this one. Cote d'Ivoire plus 120, draw plus 200, Cameroon plus 250. Les Elephants and of Cote d'Ivoire. They have won AFCON only twice, 92 and 2015. I think we think of them as like a super powerhouse, and they're not. They're kind of more recent that they're close to that, but they've had a ton of talent. They just haven't always.
I think that's the thing.
Yeah,
I think we're conflating talent versus being a powerhouse.
Yeah, they like every time, because I remember having this conversation during the World Draw. Like it felt like for so long we would be like, "Oh no, you don't want to get them in your group," and it's like, well, they haven't really done anything. So is that really bad? And no, they won 3 times AFCON. They won in 2024 as well, because that was the time the coach got fired in the group stage and then goes on and wins the thing. 2015, they won 9-8 in penalties over Ghana in the final. Chaos. You're talking Didier Drogba, you're talking Yaya Toure, you're talking Kolo Toure, Gervinho, ton of talent, but again, they haven't won a ton. Qualified for 3 straight World Cups. Group F, they didn't get out of the group at any point. Cameroon, the Indomitable Lions, one of my favorite nicknames. 5-time AFCON champions, 84, 88, 2000, 2002, 2007. Talked about their 19 quarterfinal run in the World Cup. They won Olympic gold in 2000. They beat Spain in penalties. They also are the only national team that I am aware of, and I think it was the 2002 AFCON team. They're the only, I feel like this is a correct statement, the only national team to win a trophy wearing jerseys that were sleeveless. They had sleeveless jerseys. It was a lot of controversy. They also had one-piece uniforms for a while, too, that they ended up wearing shorts over. But it was like a one-piece, like a track.
Like a singlet.
I mean, not like a singlet like wrestling, but it was like a track.
I'm just picturing Kurt Angle.
Yes. Yeah, no, not like that. But I think then they made them wear shorts over it. But then they had sleeveless jerseys. And they won the 2002 AFCON in sleeveless jerseys.
Okay.
I used to always, because I loved the Cameroon team in 90. Roger Mila, amazing. Francois Omambiek. They beat Argentina in the opening game of that tournament. And Argentina's historically tough starts to World Cups, now that I think about it. But I played on a local team in Athens, and we wore green shirts, and we could wear whatever shorts and socks we wanted to. So I would wear the green shirt for the cheesesteak place downtown called Sneakers, which was amazing. I'd wear green shirts, red shorts, and yellow socks, because that's what Cameroon always wears, which is a weird question, but I like it.
But it works. Look at their flag, and it makes sense for those of you wondering why.
Yeah. I'm picking Cameroon to win this because I am a historian going back to 1990.
Okay.
Cameroon wins. They beat Cote d'Ivoire. Jarrett.
Give me Cote d'Ivoire.
So OG had a sleeveless T-shirt team in a State Cup. Did they win State Cup?
Yeah,
though?
really. I mean, that's your.
That was the bar.
That's
I set.
the real question.
That was the bar that I set because I knew there had been sleeveless teams. There's not many in soccer, but I'm sure there'd been another one somewhere. John, what are you picking?
I'm going Ivory Coast as well.
You're going Cote d'Ivoire.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fair enough. You guys will be sad when you lose. They won Northern Ohio, so they did win. Okay, so cool. They qualify. They qualify in this crazy game we've created. And then I picked for a prop bet this week the total number of shots on target in the Manchester United Newcastle Boxing Day match. Shots on target, not just shots. And I will pick, and you have to get this one absolutely correct because could be a low number. It could be a high number. I'm going to go with 7.
5.
8.
Okay.
That is some Price is Right level sniping there.
But that's the play, because you can pick the same number. Like we don't do the like only one person can get it, because we don't want to have that kind of game. But yeah, like that. I was trying to think of something different.
Rules.
Yeah, that's what we do. I was trying to think of something different, and I was like, shots on target in a game like that, because I mean, it could literally be 1 or 2, or it could be like 10, 12. Like it's kind of a weird one to pick. Yeah. So I thought I'd have fun with that.
Yeah,
I was proud of myself.
Not anticipating a whole lot in that game. I went like 4 each.
That's pretty high, actually. Like that's 4 shots on target. You might think that's low. That's actually pretty average.
Considering the competence level of Manchester United on any given day.
True.
4 shots on target might be that's a hill.
Well, I mean, let's look at the second. I think I can actually tell you what they would average really quickly. Because like I think you feel like that's low, and why we have these conversations about what to expect with teams.
Well, I think a lot of times people think about shots, not shots on target.
Yeah. Where do we have
it? And contrary to what we think when we go to the park and play, or when we pick up a controller and play FIFA, it is actually difficult to put a shot on target when there are 11 angry people trying to kick you.
Correct. So, John, Manchester United leads the Premier League with 5.29 shots on target per 90 minutes. And Newcastle at 4.06.
Somehow I have even
You
more
did not go low. So you
Manchester
actually
United
went
now.
average.
9.
Yeah, I would not have. Yeah. I would not have guessed that Manchester United would have led the league.
Yeah, I didn't.
I wouldn't have had that. Bournemouth is 4th. Bournemouth is 4.65.
With their offense and Irola is attempting to do that's not necessarily
who is the best bad team towards the bottom? Pretty much it tells you that if you're not getting a lot of shots on target, you're bad.
Yes.
You don't have like teams that are brutally efficient. I guess Spurs.
Yeah.
They score on about half of their shots on target. They're averaging 3.24 shots on target. Yeah. So there you go.
And they're looking to run Thomas.
I think you fired Ange.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got better, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's that.
I look, I mean, the thing with him is still that, like he won you a trophy. Everyone got to part on good terms. It was warm and fuzzy, but like the problems at Spurs again are deeper than just Thomas Frank or Ange or Jose when he was there. I don't know how you fix Spurs without like a pressure washer full of bleach.
Hey, Jarrett, you might have just stumbled into a great segue.
Uh-oh.
In our now weekly search for updates on Nicholas Bentner, we are tied to Thomas Frank. No, settle down. No, you didn't.
I already found one of our weekly update stories.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't find this one though.
Bentner. Let's see if we can get to it.
Is it on one of those African news websites?
No, it's just being a little.
That's your forte, buddy.
Oh, here you go. Thomas Frank receives support. Unlikely source. It's Nicholas Bentner. It's not actually that unlikely though, because of the Danish connection.
Yeah.
Bentner, who spent 10 years at Arsenal between 2004 and 2014, has suggested that, as Jarrett Smith just said, Thomas Frank is a victim of some of the decisions made by Spurs. Summer signings have not delivered. Key attacking players are missing due to injury. Bentner told, I believe, a Danish podcast and said, I think the problem is the DNA that laid out at the beginning and the way we could see how the Brentford project was brought into Tottenham. The transfers that were made and were super exciting, Xavi Simons, for example, they've all fallen through. There's no one who delivers at a particularly high level, talking about the players at Spurs. Said at the same time that we have injuries to these top 3 of their best players, I would say Kulusevski, Madison, and Solanke. But the way they are losing is what looks really bad. He talked about Frank's record of improving players at Brentford. Yeah, he was just basically saying that Thomas Frank needs time and he'll do fine. Look at Nicholas Bentner with measured takes.
Yeah, Thierry Henry said the same about Wilfred Nancy that he.
Well, see, when Thierry Henry says something, people take it, oh, Thierry Henry said it. But when Nicholas Bentner says something, we expect it to be crazy. Look at the man growing up.
He was an assistant for Thierry Henry because remember he was supposed to be an assistant.
Yes.
Then Henry just was like
he was an assistant. Then he was supposed to still be an assistant. Then Henry said, "This COVID thing sucks. I'm leaving."
Then he did a Mac Brown and sorry boys, I got to go catch a flight.
Got to go catch a flight, boys.
If you do not know much about Lord Bentner, and you should if you're a Soccer Over There listener, and if you are, I don't know what's wrong. You probably should have turned this off a long time ago. Goal.com just did a feature about the life and times of Lord Nicholas Bentner that was posted 3 days ago. So you can get caught up on all of the things, such as I'll just give you some of the headers.
To bed first.
Well, I'll just give you some of the headers of the article. I won't go into details. You get the life and times of Nicholas Bentner, of course, that sets the scene. Then the first header is lap dances and loans. I mean,
About par.
Second header, fighting his own teammates. Yep, that happened.
Yeah.
Yep. Third, car crash miracle. Yep.
Yeah.
That's another one. Yep. No. Then it gets better. Blackmailed for a boob job. Yeah.
I'm hoping that was someone other than Nicholas Bentner.
No, he does not have a boob job, John. Then gambling away thousands.
Yeah, about right.
These are all the headers from the article. I'm not giving you the details. This is just the headers. Controversial hints.
Too much information.
You say too much information at controversial pants rather than the boob job or the lap dances. Okay. Drink driving ban. That's the next header.
But that's normal.
Yeah, I felt it went over that.
And then another one, taxi sex scandal. Yes, that also happened.
I'm hoping that's not literal.
I think it might have been.
Arise Lord was.
Arise Lord, then Last Dance. Is there anything more after that? They did not get into the crazy speeding escapades that we talked about on Soccer Over There. His car got taken away from him. No, I don't. Sorry.
Pop-up windows are lovely.
Goal.com's chaos.
Yes.
But yes, it's a very long article with all of those features.
That's awesome.
So if you need to get caught up on Nicholas Bentner, go to Goldman and they will take care of you. Wow, that's a lot of stuff in a career.
He's lived multiple lifetimes, whether he meant to or not.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding.
Yes.
I can also give you an update on one of our other friends.
What do you have?
After winning a trophy, Mauro Icardi has been offered to Roma and allegedly also AC Milan.
We've covered the Milan one before. I think Roma's new. I think he's also been offered to Boca, Club America. I believe somebody tried to link him to Miami, and that was false because he doesn't get along with Messi.
No.
I believe there's been at least 74 other clubs reportedly been offered to.
And probably some of them at times might even be police or prisons in Trinidad and Tobago.
No.
Honestly, that would be amazing.
He'd be offered there for a whole nother. He scored his 60th Turkish Super League goal in his time at Galatasaray. So he was part of a 3-0 win recently, makes some history. He topped what's the record that he topped? See if I can tell. Look at our boy Mauro breaking records. Turkish websites are probably dangerous. Just saying. He overtook Georgi Hadji, the most prolific foreign scorer in Galatasaray history. Mauro Icardi.
Had a man on the road.
Oh, I got a new team he's been offered to, Tigres.
Oh, God. You mentioned, oh, my God, if we could see Mauro Icardi in the CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Well, and it happened. I thought Club America would be the way, but Tigres fine, too. Let's go.
I mean, seriously.
We had to find some toxic, chaotic clubs.
Could you imagine? No,
I got a new one. I got a new one. Real Oviedo.
Okay.
He might go to Real Oviedo.
Could you imagine if he pisses off Gignac?
Gignac would break him in like 2 days.
Gignac would stab him.
like 2 days.
with his cleat.
According to
send him to like SC. Send him to SC Barcelona in Ecuador.
Yes, like tell him it's the other one, and he ends up and he's like, wait a minute, this trip took longer than I thought happening. Oh, Barcelona, but not the one I thought.
Why are those angry 18-year-olds beating my ass? Oh, that's Independiente del Valle.
Yes, he has. In just the last week, he has reportedly been offered or talked about, or his agent has floated the name of Roma, Milan, Real Oviedo, Club America, and Tigres.
Damn, son.
That's just the last week. Reports reportedly say that Max Allegri would prefer Mauro Icardi to Fulkrug, who it looks like is going to Milan.
Yes, apparently that loan was approved today.
And the agent was not Wanda.
No.
I think Wanda does not have any claims on his contracts at this point. Maybe his money, yes, not his contracts. What is old Wanda up to? There's no
She's slipping into more people's DMs.
No, she's back to the thirst traps. Yeah.
Oh my God! Look, if he goes to Tigres,
Nikki Bella could share notes.
If he goes to Tigres, though, imagine if she just tags along. Imagine Wanda just hanging out in Mexico.
I don't think she's allowed to do that anymore and tag along. I think there's probably restraining orders both ways now. Possibly.
You are hoping and banking on Mexico like making sure those stand.
Yeah, not no, the only news on Wanda Icardi, the headline is Wanda Icardi provokes her fans on Instagram.
Oh.
They're called thirst traps, John.
Are you under the age of 26? Check yes or no.
What?
What are you doing?
No, with Wanda and her surveys.
Why? Well, what's happening?
I'm just random age that popped into my head.
Jason, don't look at what he's doing so you can have plausible deniability, please.
I don't want to know. So yes, we've learned about the Ed Barbie. We have learned that Wanda's back to the thirst traps on Instagram. We've learned that Mauro has either been offered himself, or is delusionally talking about at least 74 different clubs in the planet.
I'm guessing it's the age.
We have learned that Nations Leagues might not be that bad, but they also are just kind of a necessary evil.
Yes.
We have learned that Jurgen Klinsmann and the ShamWow guy have more in common than we would have ever guessed, but Jurgen Klinsmann has not had the legal trouble that the ShamWow guy has. What else did you learn today, Jarrett?
Actually, I learned a cool thing over this week.
That works too.
In Celtics win, James Forrest, who is roughly 75 years old now.
Yes. I know what you learned.
Came up through Celtics Academy, scored over the weekend. He has now scored in 17 straight seasons for Celtics.
That's very.
I believe that's one off of the club record. Some cat did it in like the early 1900s. Excuse me.
So that wasn't James Forrest beating his own record?
It might have been.
Mm-hmm.
He has now scored in 17 straight years for Celtic, and still looks like a kid. He always has.
That's wild.
Yeah, 17 years.
John, what did you learn tonight, or at any point in the last 14 days?
I learned in the last 14
about soccer, not about random high schools in Georgia.
Oh no. That
everybody hates the Red Elephants.
Oh, Niblet, yes.
Yeah, well, there's that.
No, in the last 14 days when it comes to soccer, I've learned that how many countries that we are still lacking a few countries that we still have not had matches in picks of the week. But
there's a lot.
You're whittling them down.
There's a lot of countries we have not visited, but we have been very proactive this year in picks of the week and visiting new countries.
Yes.
We have visited.
I'll get a chart going for us.
Yeah, we might, at least for this year. We've added Myanmar. We've added Bangladesh.
Mm-hmm.
We added. There was at least, because I hit two countries in one show that we had not visited.
I had us do the Thai League Cup.
Yeah, we had a new competition in Thailand. Yes. God, who was the other one? It was Bangladesh and somebody really
Get
crazy.
some of the clubs in Africa.
Yeah, I can't remember what the other one was. We know Zimbabwe well.
Yes.
We know Tanzania well. We know Simba SC very, very well.
We respect
We know the
Chicken and
Kakamega
AFC here.
homeboys. Yes, we are a very proactive picks of the week.
Yeah.
That I think we're the only one that exists, but we're a very proactive version of the picks of the week, where we try to travel around the world and learn.
Yes,
I believe we did Mongolia too.
Yes.
Yes, that might have been that was the other new one. Yes, it was Mongolia and Bangladesh. I think I hit in the same week, and I was very proud of myself. We also learned, and I think you missed it, Jarrett, that they wasn't NASCAR, it wasn't IndyCar, it was the precursor to IndyCar that had races at a speedway in Rafaela, Argentina, where Atletico Rafaela just got promoted into the second division.
Okay.
And the track is similar to Talladega, except longer in the straightaways and more banked in the turns, which is kind of insane.
And even longer.
That sounds unsafe.
Longer than Talladega. We said that.
Like lengthwise.
Well, if it's longer in the straightaways, you'd probably think that it would be longer.
That sounds very unsafe, though.
Yeah, there's that. There's also crazy stories about the time that they went down there and raced. The big names didn't want to go, and some dude had a horrible crash and was told
forced to be like they couldn't leave.
There's multiple. He had to go to the hospital and he was told to drink a lot of fluids, so he grabbed a giant bottle of beer and drank it. Because that's what you did in IndyCar back in the day.
That's just a Jimmy Spencer vibe for those of you from the Winston Cup.
Yeah.
Well, and then just look up Dick Simpson.
Yeah, the head of the whole circuit was trying to pick up Argentine men and bring back with him, and then they wouldn't let this dude who had his arms all burnt up very bad and needed to keep them elevated they wouldn't let him sit in first class. So he had to sit in the back and probably get trashed with some dude. But he did. That was the Argentine IndyCar experience.
Sounds
that
like a mighty
happened
longer team. Not mad at
it. Probably was. No, it probably was. Like a lot of things in picks of the week.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll get a map going for us for 2026.
Yes, we need to start hitting countries and trying to get as many as possible.
Should I include some of these countries, or do we want to start fresh in 2026?
Start fresh. We'll start fresh in 2026.
Good.
Start straight away from 2026. We will, I guess, no, we'll just keep the wins and the see, John, you got really hung up on wins and overall totals.
We can reset it going into 2026.
No. It's a full season. It's a full season. We're on the European calendar like everybody else these days.
We could do Apertura Clausura.
It's the equivalent of a cup win and a league win. You can win multiple trophy picks of the week. Okay. So right now, you would not be winning any trophies. Is basically the moral of the story.
Yes,
you would not win any trophies.
John, you're the New York Red Bulls.
Not. He's not.
No, I'm not.
He's more like the soon-to-be rebranded Colorado Rapids.
I mean, the Red Bulls didn't make it into the playoffs. I've at least won one.
Yeah, but more than half the teams get into the playoffs.
You're Orlando.
You're the weird team. You're DC right now. Literally, you're D United in 2013, where you were the last place team in MLS, but you won the Open Cup.
Okay.
I mean, you won a trophy, but you didn't. Yeah, actually, you're not winning a trophy right now. You just won 1 week.
Yes, I won 1 week.
So you're in the week. We probably need to have a silly name to have that trophy. You're tied for not.
Yes.
But not first.
Penultimate. I'm in the penultimate
it's bad.
space, yes.
It's bad. You're 2 off. Jarrett and I are tied with 3. In the overall total, Nick has jumped ahead of Jarrett, and they've been going back and forth pretty much the whole time.
Mazel tov to both of you.
Yeah. And Nick's got 2 wins now, so he's getting close on the...
Gotta keep an eye on that.
Slap him back down.
Yeah, we'll see. He's sick, so, he can't expect much of him this week. Hopefully he'll get his picks in time. He's sick. I'm not... He's not going to be, at his sharpest. That's all I'm saying.
But sometimes you get the flu games.
You're thinking Nick's going to have the flu to the week?
He might. You never know.
But wasn't the flu game not being sick? It was from eating bad pizza, we learned on the last dance.
Yeesh.
That was possibly poisoned by Pete Barrett's hanging out.
Oh, absolutely. You
You know those pesky Utahns and their.
You know what? You know what though? I had pizza we had curry.
Did you have poisoned pizza? Is that what you're saying?
No, there's a place near our house called Curry Pizza we had, and it was a butter chicken pizza.
The hell?
No.
Yeah, it's delicious.
No.
The hell?
No.
Yeah.
Nope. Not happening.
John, have you ever eaten Indian food?
Yes, I have.
You don't sound excited about it.
Because I needed, basically, you know how they have the waiters around.
When I say, have you eaten something, and then you start with I needed,
yeah,
that could get very bad.
No. This is fairly innocent.
Was this under duress?
No, it was. I was in a group of like a dozen, and obviously I had no say in where we were going. So
that's probably for the best.
Yeah, and so we go to the Indian restaurant that used to be on Peachtree over where near Gordon Biersch is now.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember which one, but go ahead.
And so I had the beef madras.
Okay.
And they had at least a half a dozen waiters with pitchers of water that were like the 2-liter pitchers.
Yeah.
And I needed basically one of those waiters to just leave the pitcher and walk away.
That bad?
That was that spicy. It was that hot.
You know, you can ask them to make it not spicy.
Yeah. I was not aware of this. I know that shocks you. So
you didn't ask like, hey, I'd like something not spicy?
No, they I think the wait staff actually reveled in the notion. Dude is looking like he's about to completely and totally just lose his mind and blow his stack like in the cartoons. You know, you sit there, you see the collar, and then just like the red smokes go.
4-card, are you giving John a red card? Because yes. I'm with you.
I thought he was giving me the red card for saying John could have it not spicy.
Oh no.
4-card's giving John the red card. I agree with this wholeheartedly.
So yeah, I had it once, and I'm like, okay, it's spicy for my own good, and I never went back.
Well, one, you can have non-spicy versions of it, and actually,
but I still think the waitstaff reveled in the fact that I was having issues.
4-card, I'm with you. I to be fair, I'm not a gigantic Indian food fan. I'm not. I like it. I would not have butter chicken pizza though.
No.
It's just what they call it. I'll find more details for you.
I need details on this.
It
is suspicious. I think that is a proper term. Card.
I was disagreeing with you,
John. You should try it and just not have it quite as spicy. Usually they will ask you some kind of level of spice you prefer.
Yeah, the non-existent, please.
Well, that's not good. That's a whole nother issue in and of itself.
They're just not going to respect you, but
yeah, they're just gonna laugh and like give you a piece of chicken that
it's like putting Parmesan cheese on Italian food when you're in Italy, right?
No, that's more complicated. There's a lot of debate about that. And Nick broke it down in the group chat really well. If it is fresh, no. Fresh seafood. Yeah.
Okay. Can I give you?
But there are people who do the cheese on seafood, and there are people who are good with it. There are very well reputable people who are good with it, and then there are people who are totally against it. I do think Nick's line about it, if it's fresh seafood, yes, I would not go down that road.
Okay, so it was actually it was called butter curry pizza.
Okay.
It is
otter. Nope.
It is.
Why you don't even know what it is? He's just over here. Nope.
I know curry chicken, and
you really don't know. You really trust me. You don't. But go ahead.
Some tiki masala. So it's mozzarella, onions, roasted garlic, ginger, cilantro on makhani curry.
Yeah, it's too much stuff on there. Like,
okay.
Yeah, you can have.
We also had one called a glazed pizza that was mozzarella, tomato, red onion, feta. With a honey curry topped with arugula and balsamic vinaigrette glaze.
It sounds very busy.
That goes a lot of different places.
It does. It's really good. I'm not sitting here telling you that it is authentic and magical and that everything else is inferior.
Fair.
It just hit the spot.
Fair. That's fair. I mean, I think as we wrap up this soccer over there, because it was going totally off the rails, I think I'm not a food snob in any way about having these crazy combinations of things. I'm not against it. I don't generally go for it. I like to stay somewhat traditional in where I go. But I'll try stuff. I'll give it a shot. But that sounds very odd and weird, and I don't know how I'd feel about it.
It
I think it's
worked.
the feta on the second one you mentioned that throws me the most.
Yeah, and like I said, it was good. And yeah, like because I'll go for like a coconut curry or a keema. Like I'll make a keema beef curry
Love
sometimes.
Curry.
I think we did coconut. I think the other one time we ordered from them, it was like a coconut korma, like a veggie coconut korma. That was just wonderful.
Yeah, coconut in a
and that's not as spicy, John.
No, I know, but I'm just not a fan of coconut.
What are you a fan of?
Haven't you figured that out by now?
No.
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 I don't think anyone has.
You're a fan of a very limited menu.
Yes.
Like the kids menu.
Pretty much.
I mean,
we sat there and ate jambalaya during WrestleMania. That was good.
Yeah. So. Yeah, like that's what's weird is you'll break something out occasionally and I'm like, "Wait, what?" Like you don't like anything, but you'll go down this road
because it had Kaneka sausage.
But that's spicy.
And well, it's because I had enough water or whatever to counteract.
Well, but it's sausage. Milk. Water doesn't do anything.
Rice.
Yeah,
a spice is acidic. Water is going to move that spice around. You need something like milk, something
You'd be better with milk
to counter out the acid.
I'm sure there's a milk we could get you that you're not allergic to that would help you with spice. Can you do soy milk?
I don't know. I really just don't do milk in general.
I shouldn't have even asked. I don't know why I asked.
Well, I mean, like I have a physical allergy.
Soy milk is not milk. That's the whole point.
Yeah. So it's it's.
I mean, nowadays there's 85,000 lactose-free milk.
Yeah, I say I'm worse than Li. Literally, I'm physically allergic to it.
Yeah, but soy milk's not milk. Point. Like it should not fall into that. But anyway, I have no idea. John's food side scares me.
Except when the boss makes jambalaya and you come over and you sit there and you go.
The jambalaya is amazing. You make it first off, which is probably one of the reasons why it's amazing.
Absolutely, the boss makes it.
Second, I'm shocked that you eat it with your fear of spice. And yes, you need to learn that the water doesn't necessarily help.
That's why I usually drink other things.
Like
we'll figure out a base.
Whatever.
The carbonated things actually make it worse.
So it's usually a carbonated.
But they make it worse.
Well, then there you go.
For somebody whose spice bothers, we need to help you learn how to deal with spice.
For what it's worth, like a coconut korma isn't going to be like chunks of coconut.
No. It's like the shavings or whatever.
No.
Or is it just it's just like the
coconut curries and things in that realm. It's not like coconut in a dessert presentation. Like when I really like I like coconut in a dessert presentation. I love coconut, but coconut in a savory presentation is really good. Yeah. Gamey muffins, he is a fan of. That is true. Canned beans.
I think Four Card's thinking about my Chef Boyardinas, where I actually will beefaroni.
Just a can of SpaghettiOs, just surviving.
Yeah, pretty much. Nothing wrong with that.
Anyway, it's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's very debatable. SDHAM in the morning, espresso in the morning, AFCON in the morning.
Yep.
Autocorrect was definitely correct card and not allowing you to say gamey combined with muffins because that should never happen again. Anything else coming up this week? No, not really.
Celtic fired their. I'm not fired. Celtic, their women's manager, has left the club.
Yes,
she got bought out.
Well, that's better than Liverpool's women's team getting beat 9-1 by Chelsea in the women's, I think, Gummy Bear Cup. Liverpool's women's team is very bad. But that's another story for another day. Mm-hmm. We will be back for Soccer Over There, last show of the year next week. Now, Liverpool's women have always been bad. They don't invest.
Yeah.
It's really bad. That's another story for another time. Yeah. We'll have other updates this week as we go. Make sure you're following Soccer Down here. Have a great holiday with all your peoples, and we'll see you in our various forums here very, very soon.
Right on.
Adios, y'all.